And we are live. Finally, man. Should have done this live stream already, I must admit, but better late than never. We're gonna talk those 10 Premier League results today, and we're gonna touch on some Champions League as well, because this live stream is gonna go into Tuesday. So that is how late I'm doing a live stream. Supposed to do it a bit earlier. I was tired, man. A 25-minute nap turned into what? Maybe like 2-3 hours. But I'm here, man. I'm here, and big up to anybody watching. And if you're watching a replay, where most of you guys will definitely be watching a replay, how are you, man? Thank you very much for tuning in. I must say that this week I did make some very, very solid predictions. A few of them not so solid, but the predictions were a bit left field, and I got a lot of them right. Like, I predicted Brentford to beat West Ham. I predicted Everton to beat United. And I predicted Brighton to beat Arsenal. You see what I'm saying? So, and I predicted the draw between City and Liverpool. So those are 4 solid predictions, if you ask me. The rest I really don't care about. I really don't, you know what I'm saying? So it is what it is, man. We're going to get into proceedings today, and we won't delay things. We're going to get straight into the matches. And the first match I'm going to start with is the Newcastle Wolves. I talked about it already in the preview, so we're just going to bring it up again, and we're going to talk about that result for like 2 minutes, because I talked about it already, but it's important that we also touch on that game. So in that game, we had Chris Wood scoring a penalty in the 72nd minute, and now that I'm going back to this game, I'm still yet to watch the highlights. I actually watched the highlights for the other games that I didn't see live, but I forgot to watch the highlights for this one, because for some reason I thought that, yeah, I covered it already, so I don't need to watch the highlights. So let me put that on my to-do list. So Newcastle 1, Wolverhampton Wanderers 0. So very, very good win by Newcastle, because they were really struggling and they needed this one badly. So not going to get too deep into anything else, because I didn't watch the game. So for Newcastle, they're 15th, 34 points. So they're just 6 points away from that magical 40-point mark. So awesome job by Eddie Howe. I think maybe when he was appointed, maybe some people thought he wasn't going to be able to get Newcastle out of the problem that they were facing under Steve Bruce. But look, the former Bournemouth man has definitely resurrected this Newcastle team with the new money and the transfers that were brought in January, even though they suffered a few setbacks with Trippier. And 34 points with 7 games to go is very good. It's a very, very good recovery. It's a perfect word for the Newcastle story this season. It's recovery. Very, very good, man. 8 wins. Remember when Newcastle didn't have a single win for this season? And they now have 8. That's more wins than Burnley, Watford, and Norwich. Same as Leeds, same as Everton, same as Southampton, same as Brighton and Palace. So pretty great job, if you ask me. And, you know, let's see what position they finish in. But one thing we know, Newcastle won't be relegated. I don't think they in that relegation talk anymore, with how Burnley, Watford, and Norwich have performed this season. Or even Everton you could throw in the mix, and they're even above Leeds United. They do have a game in hand. So for Newcastle United, their next game, however, will be against Leicester. A Leicester team that will be coming off of a Europa Conference League match against PSV. So they would face Leicester a little fatigue, maybe, because of the effort they would have to put in on Thursday. So let's see how they do fare in that game. Then they do have Crystal Palace and Norwich. So those are games that they will look to get results from, because they do have both Liverpool and Manchester City along with Arsenal to play. And on the final day, in case things go down to the wire, they do face Burnley. So I think they'll get over 40 points, and we will definitely see Newcastle back in the Premier League next season. So well done by Chris Wood, the New Zealand international, who will be hoping to have his shooting boots on in June when it comes to the playoffs versus Costa Rica. So big up to everybody in the house, man. Cashew Red, Hot Chili, Herbert, Andrews, Michael Olapido, Palomo, who made a comment earlier. We got to Chris Raj and Jordan Hyman. Some of you guys are probably sleeping, but guys, we outside, man. We up in here right now. So, look, in terms of Wolves, this is another setback for Bruno Lage and his boys in terms of trying to get that European spot. It's a setback, but it's not. They're not out of it yet simply because Man United have been very, very poor with only 1 win in their last 5. While for Wolves, they do have 3 wins, 2 losses in their last 5, 49 points with 6 games to go. So Wolves still in with a shout for even a Europa League or Conference League spot. The Champions League spot, I think, is a bit too far gone. So they will be hoping to get one of those Europa League spots. So look, they've been playing well all season, and I think, you know, they had this odd game where they lose, and then they would have a good period where they're very difficult to break down. So this is another setback for Wolves after coming off of the win against Aston Villa, but they did lose narrowly to Leeds and now to Newcastle. So that's after the wins against Watford and Everton. So they've done well enough. But, you know, if you go back to a period where they lost 3 on the bounce against Arsenal, West Ham, and Palace, those are 3 London teams. So for them, they would have to pull things together in their next game against Burnley, which is a huge game at Turf Moor, seeing that Burnley are under immense pressure right now and in a relegation battle. And then they do have Brighton. So two games where they could definitely pick up wins. That's Wolves. And they still have Norwich to play, along with Liverpool on the final day and Chelsea before the Norwich game. So they do have a postponed game against City. So they do have a say when it comes to the current title race that's going on as well. So my thoughts, Wolves, Newcastle, and we are definitely going to keep it moving. Let's talk about Watford 0, Leeds United 3. My prediction was actually a 2-2 draw for this one. So I didn't predict Leeds to win, and they went on to do so. Rafinha on the score sheet, brilliant goal. Rodrigo followed up in the 73rd, and Jack Harrison in the 85th. Daniel James and Sam Greenwood credited with the assists. Look, Watford didn't really, you know, pose much of a threat on the day. And it's sad to say, man, but Watford seems like they're doomed and destined to go back down in the Championship. 4 losses in their last 5 games, 22 points with 7 games to go. Look, I don't know, man. 6 points behind Everton right about now. It's going to take a lot for them to get past Everton. And Leeds do have a 9-point gap over Burnley and 11-point gap over Watford now. Yeah, it's not. Watford's not catching Leeds. They're not catching Newcastle, and it doesn't look as if they're gonna catch Everton at all. So pretty convincing win and at the end there for Leeds. And Jesse Marsch, since he came in, has done a tremendous job with this team, because I think when he came in, his first game was the loss. Let me make sure I double check this. Yeah, he lost the game to Aston Villa. That was 3-0. Leicester 1, Leeds 0 was, let me see who was in charge of that game. Yeah, Jesse Marsch lost to Leicester. He lost to Aston Villa. And the game where Bielsa got sacked was actually the 4-0 loss to Tottenham. So they were actually on a really bad losing run where they lost to Everton, Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Leicester, and Aston Villa. That's 6 games in a row, guys. 6 games in a row. That was actually coming off of 8 games without a win, being that they lost to Newcastle and they drew to Villa as well. So look, they needed a change. Bielsa, I think, was a one-trick pony. As great as he is and the praise that he gets, he was a one-trick pony. And Jesse Marsch came in and needed to turn things around right away. Bad start with 2 losses, but since then, they have really turned their fortunes around with 3 wins and a draw. So that's 10 points that he has picked up as a Leeds manager in 6 games. So those are huge 10 points, man. Huge 10 points. So Watford now. Watford, on the other hand, guys, in the same period, the same 8-game period, they did pick up a win against Southampton. They drew to United. They beat Aston Villa. And they pick up a draw against Burnley. So they haven't done well in terms of catching up. They did lose a 6-point against Norwich and drew the other game against Newcastle as well. So they haven't been doing a great job at all. Roy Hodgson came in to try to show things up, but I don't know, man. They've looked very leaky and they haven't been convincing whatsoever. They had some good games, you know what I mean? They had some good games where they went unbeaten against United this season and, a win and a draw. But still, it's not been enough, man. They changed manager, 3 times this season. This is the 3rd manager coming in for Watford. So what else do you expect? The club is in chaos. They're going to go back in the championship. They're going to perform well, and we might see them back in the league very, very soon. In terms of this game and stats, Watford did have 8 shots, 1 on target, but nothing really to, talk about. I think guys like Saw has to step their game up. They've been a little subpar. João Pedro as well. Chuko Hernandez had been one of the bright spots lately, but he didn't really do much in that game. And I don't know, man. Watford, just by the way they treat their managers, I guess they deserve to go down. You see what I'm saying? I guess they do deserve to go down. So, look, some more stats. Leeds, 10 shots in goal, 5 on target, 52% of the ball. The passing accuracy between these two teams were horrendous. Watford, 66% pass accuracy, and for Leeds, 63%. But they still managed to get the job done. Not the most attractive football, but, job done, man. Look, Calvin Phillips yet to start for Leeds United. He came off the bench. Jesse Marsch is just slowly bringing him back. And they have a fit squad once again. You know what I mean? Nice to see guys like Crescencio Somerville and Sam Greenwood getting a run off, off the bench. You know what I mean? And nice to see them having a full squad together again. Liam Cooper back in the team, Ayling, and, these guys playing together will give us a glimpse of the Leeds United that we saw last season. Very, very impressive. So, look, Michael Olopita saying he's not starting. Dennis, well, I guess, Dennis haven't really performed well lately. You say you don't know why. I guess he's trying some new things. That's what it is. So, Green and Gold Fever is saying, unpopular take New Zealand beat Costa Rica when June rolls around. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen, though. I really don't think that's going to happen. So, look, 2-2 draw prediction for me. It ended in Leeds 3, Watford 0. So, in terms of the table, guys, for Leeds, 16th, 33 points. They're on a really good run right now. 6 games to go. They need 7 points to get to 40 points. Would they get there? The next game is against Crystal Palace. Then they do have to face Man City, Arsenal, Chelsea on the bounce. And then they do face Brighton and Brentford at the end of the season. Are they going to pick up any more points? Most likely, but maybe not a lot. Maybe they'll get to about 37 points and survive. Let's see. Let's see. The games against Arsenal, Chelsea, and Man City are going to be very difficult. But we know teams of, it's a Premier League. Anything could happen. Anything could happen. As for Watford, 19th, 22 points. They're not out of it yet. 7 games to go. They could still pass Burnley and Everton, in my opinion. But is it going to happen? I doubt. Brentford next. Brentford's in good form. This is a London derby. Then they do have Man City. They lose that game every time. The game against Burnley is a huge match. Then they do have Crystal Palace, Everton, Leicester, and Chelsea at the end of the season. It ain't happening for Watford. They're going back down, in my opinion. So that's what the next 7 games are looking like. And I think their Premier League status will not be preserved. So with that being said, guys, we're going to keep it moving. And we're going to move on to a game that I did predict right. I did predict Brentford to beat West Ham. My prediction was a 2-1 win for Brentford. And the game ended in a 2-0 win for Brentford. So awesome performance, man. I got to give it to them, man. They were very, very commanding and they deserved the win. Brian Mbeumo set up by Tony, and Mbeumo set up Tony for the second goal. So these two forwards link it up brilliantly for that Brentford win. Tony with an absolute gift of a goal. Put on a platter by Brian Mbeumo. Good move. And the Mbeumo goal, I think it was well deserved. I think he's hit the post the most times this season. Maybe surpassed by Timo Werner after him hitting the post 3 times in that game against Southampton. So, yeah. Good win. Good performance, man. Good performance. West Ham looked pretty tame on the day. And I got my analysis of West Ham pretty on point, where I said that these guys will be fatigued from the Europa League game. They're going to look towards the second leg as well. And they're going to get beaten. They're going to be vulnerable. And with Christian Eriksen playing some really good football, I just couldn't see West Ham getting the better of Brentford. Look, when you look at their midfield of Norgard, Janelt, and Eriksen, these guys have been playing some good football. And look, you have Declan Rice, Shusek, Fornals, Lanzini, Bowen. Antonio looks very, very tired these days. The team looks stretched. The squad looks stretched because of the high levels of football they have to play in the Europa League against very good opponents, Sevilla, and now coming up against Lyon, 1-1, 10 men in that game. So squad definitely tired. They're definitely very, very tired. One thing I gotta mention, I saw Julian Janvier on the bench, and I found out that he was injured since 2020. So it's nice to see him back. Guys like Tariq Fosu back on the bench as well. David Raya was out for a lengthy period. They have been a better team with him. And I realized that Pontus Janssen missed the game, and Matthias Jorgensen, better known as Zanka, actually started. So they flexing their depth, and they look good, man. It's been a really good run for Brentford across the last couple of games, because they look like they were getting dragged into the relegation scrap. They were struggling. They were losing games tomorrow. Like, you go back to those run of losses where they did well. Apart from the Leicester 2-1 loss, you got to go back to where they lost to Newcastle, Arsenal due to Palace, lost to City, Everton in the FA Cup, lost to Wolves, lost to Man United, lost to Liverpool, Southampton. It was a run going back to January. January, guys. This is no joke. This is no joke. And before that, I didn't go back far enough. I really didn't go back far enough. We got to go back to Boxing Day, basically, or even the quarterfinal of the EFL Cup. They were doing horribly. Brentford were on a downward spiral. Let's just go back to the beginning of December where they lost to Tottenham. They drew to Leeds, but that's a good result, you know what I mean? But they lost to Brighton, City. They did not win. They didn't win any games in They didn't win any games in December. December was a horrible month for Brentford, where they played 6 and they lost 5. They did win one game. They won 1 and drew 1 in December. Horrible month. In January, they did win the first game of the year against Aston Villa 2-1, and they beat Port Vale in the FA Cup. But after that, they lost to Southampton, Liverpool, United, Wolves. That's 4 losses in a row. And they did lose to Everton, City. 6 losses in all competitions. Followed up by a draw and a loss to Arsenal and a loss to Newcastle. And they still didn't sack Thomas Frank. They showed faith in the Dane, and it's paying off now with that win against Norwich, the win against Burnley. And those were 6-pointers at the time. And they followed it up with a loss to Leicester. But brilliantly, they won the last 2 London derbies and have been one of the best teams when it comes to London derbies this season. 4-1 versus Chelsea and 2-0 versus West Ham is no easy feat for any team this season. So brilliant stuff, man. Brilliant stuff. And you got to give them credit. They will definitely be back in the Premier League next season, going up to 36 points, 4 wins in their last 5. And, kudos to the good football that they have played. Players have definitely put their hands up and, definitely repaid the manager's faith. And to make matters worse, guys, for them, when I say worse, I mean better. They do have Watford coming up, you know what I mean? They do have 2 more London derbies coming up, one against Watford and one against Tottenham. I think they'll fancy their chances here. They do have a struggling Southampton to play. They do have Man United to play, Everton and Leeds. They will be back in the Premier League next season. Something that we actually figured out very, very early, that Brentford have enough quality to come back in the league next season. This is their first season in the Premier League. They've been teasing for a couple years, and finally we see what Brentford are capable of doing. I hope they hold on to Christian Eriksen and all their quality players, and even strengthen when the transfer window comes around. So look, 15 shots at goal, 7 on target by Brentford, very dominant. Only 5 shots, 1 on target for West Ham United. Can't remember anything from the highlight package of them really bothering David Raya. So, look, for David Moyes, I don't think he would sweat this too much, because they're still in a European spot, a Europa League spot in 6th, 51 points. They're still in that Europa League where if they win it, they will go on to qualify for the Champions League. I now think the Champions League chance is gone. I'm just saying, I don't think Tottenham are going to, drop that amount of points, with the way Arsenal are playing as well. You never know. They could pass Arsenal still, but they won't get Champions League from the league. So I think they'll just fall short of the Champions League and get Europa League or Conference League next season. But one good thing for them, they're above Man United right about now on a goal difference, but they do have a game played more than Manchester United. So look, another setback for David Moyes and West Ham, but they won't sweat it too much. They will look forward to the Europa League game, where I am reading that a few key players for Lyon would actually be missing. So they would fancy their chances of going away and taking care of business. 1-1 in that tie. And I wish West Ham all the best. I want them to progress to the semi-final to face, I think, one of Barcelona or Eintracht Frankfurt. So the next Premier League game will be against Burnley. That's a big one because Burnley is struggling, and fighting relegation right now. So they're not going to be pushovers. Really not. Or they just might be pushovers. And then they have a massive London derby against both Chelsea and Arsenal. and they still do have Man City to play, Brighton and Norwich. So that's what's West Ham's rest of the season looking like. It could be a bad finish to the season. I could see that happening. They look like they're losing a bit of steam, and the squad looks a bit tired. So, in terms of Brentford, they're 13th, 36 points, 6 games to go. Those games are against Watford, Tottenham, Man United, Southampton, Everton, and Leeds. So, I think they will get into the 40s, and it will definitely cap off a very, very good season for the Bees. So, once again, guys, I did predict Brentford to win this game, and I think that was another quality prediction from your boy Dom. So, big up to everybody in the chat right about now. Make sure you like up the video. Appreciate you guys tuning in. Big up to Montasir Ukelo. Big up to AD. Dane Richards in the house. Dane, you should be ashamed to show your face around here with your team playing like, a championship outfit. Should be ashamed. But nice to see you, bro. Nice to see you. Much love, much respect. Let's go. So, yeah, I disrespect you and I said much respect, right? Yeah, I know, man. I know. So, the next game, Arsenal 1, Brighton and Hove Albion 2. I'm going to do these games in the same format that I did the preview in. Make it a bit easier. If you check the description, you could see all the games down there listed. So, I'm going to follow that format there. What was my prediction for this game? Brighton 1, Arsenal 0. They did win by a goal. And I think it was a deserved win, man. They played some really, really good football. I know it could have easily ended in a draw. I don't think Arsenal played well enough to win the game. But they did carve out quite a lot of chances in this match. And I think they got a bit unlucky in some of those instances where they hit the crossbar. You know what I'm saying? There was a few very, very close calls as well. A few scrappy situations in the box. And Brighton held on, like barely, by the skin of their teeth for a well-needed victory. They needed that really, really, really badly. And as I mentioned, it could have gone, in the way of a draw. But I don't think they were going to win the game at all. From the get-go, from the preview, from my analysis of the game, I never had them winning it. So look, for Graham Potter, he has been doing some things different lately with playing 2 up top. You know what I'm saying? With the change up in his lineup as well. Moses Caicedo getting a start. We haven't been seeing him. I think this is his first Premier League start as well. Tariq Lamptey getting a rest. It's nice to see Adam Webster back on the bench. Did get a run out. Adam Lallana as well. And they looking like they getting their mojo back. You see what I'm saying? They really looking like they're going to string together a few good performances towards the back end of the season where they look good at the beginning, fell away a bit, and they have now gone unbeaten in their last 2. Whereas I think they had lost maybe 6 to 8 in a row, if I'm not mistaken. So very good to pull things back, because when you're going through a rut, it's not very easy, man. They lost to Tottenham, Liverpool, Newcastle, Aston Villa, Burnley, Man United. That's what? That's 5 in a row. 6 in a row. That is horrendous. And during that run, they only scored once. So you see what I'm saying? They scored once in that run, which is very, very poor. So the fact that they scored twice against Arsenal, it's just testament to the hard work they've been putting in during training. Trossard with that goal, set up by Enoch Mwepu. That was a brilliant goal, man. That was, got to give it to Mwepu for lifting his head up and pulling that ball back for Trossard. Very, very good goal. Very good finish. No chance for Aaron Ramsdale, who has been conceding quite a few goals lately as well. And Enoch Mwepu, the Zambian, scored in the 66th minute. Caicedo. What an assist by Caicedo, though. I don't know if he meant it, because to pull that ball back from that position that he was in and Mwip would have hit it on the half volley, man, that was a brilliant goal. 2 brilliant goals scored by Brighton, and the reply by Arsenal, by Martin Odegaard, that deflected shot. That was brilliant, man. Odegaard, I think, came close before. And Nketiah came off the bench and looked very, very bright. Xhaka started at left back. He was credited with the assist there. So you could see from the get-go, if you check the lineup, Arsenal were a bit all over the place, you know what I mean? They were. I think they're missing Tierney, and they're definitely missing Tomiyasu at right back. I know Cedric Suarez has done a decent job since he came back into the team. But, I don't see him as a player that's going to be at Arsenal next season at all. Look, the youngsters for Arsenal tried. Albert Sambi-Lokanga didn't start a game since maybe like January. So he only came in because of Thomas Partey's injury. But Saka, Odegaard, Martinelli, and Smith Rowe, they couldn't combine their forces on the day to topple Brighton. And Lacazette didn't really have any service on the day. So kudos to Brighton. Good win. I predicted it. I saw this one coming. And for Arsenal, this is a big setback in terms of them getting top 4 football and qualifying for the Champions League, because you're coming off of back-to-back losses against teams that I think you should have beaten. You see what I'm saying? Crystal Palace, that 3-0 loss, and now Brighton, that 2-1 loss. 6 points, that's a big setback, which means that they have now been surpassed by Tottenham. They do have a game left, and what it seems like now is the London derby could be the decider, but the thing is, Tottenham do have a better goal difference. You see what I mean? But for Tottenham, they do have to play Liverpool. The games against Leicester, Liverpool, and Arsenal will be key. As for Arsenal, for them, they do have Chelsea, Man United, West Ham, Tottenham. I don't know, man. It ain't looking good for them in terms of the top 4. They really have to turn this form around, or else it's Europa League for Arsenal. It won't be a bad thing, but ideally, Mikel Arteta would have wanted to take the club back to the Champions League. And right about now, it doesn't seem like that's going to happen. 20 shots, 4 on target, 65% of the ball by Arsenal. They had their chances, just couldn't beat the goalkeeper, Robert Sanchez, who did pull off a couple big saves, I must say. Got to give it to him, man. Brighton with only 8 shots, 3 on target, 2 in the back of the net, 35% of the ball. They had to really, really grind out this win. So, for Brighton, in terms of their position in the league, they're 11. That's a very good position to be in, 37 points. They will survive and yet another season. And you got to commend teams like Brighton, who since they got promoted, they've managed to stay in the league every season. I know it's been a struggle for them where they just barely get about 40, lower 40s in terms of points, but still they get the job done, and they will be back in the league next year. Whether they have Graham Potter in charge, I don't know. Maybe he'll get a better team not a better team, but a historically bigger team to manage, or let's see if he'll stay in charge of Brighton come next season. So, in terms of Arsenal, they are 5th right now, 54 points. Tottenham play 1 game more. Arsenal, if they win that game in hand, they will be on the same amount of points, but Tottenham do have the better goal difference. So, indeed, the North London derby could be the decider. You see what I mean? So, let us see, man. Let us see what happens there. And in terms of Brighton, their next game will be against that next game is going to be against Tottenham. Then they do have Manchester City coming up. And for Arsenal, their next game will be against Southampton. So it's a nice time to play Southampton. Or maybe it's not. Maybe it's Southampton's time to bounce back. Let's see how Arsenal fare. Then they do have Chelsea, Man United, and West Ham. They're not winning all 4 of those games. Just gonna put it out there. So how's everybody in here feeling, man? Big up to the boy Michael. Talks football in the house, man. Yeah, I'm up late. I was supposed to go live a bit earlier, but I fell asleep. I actually went to sleep, but I kept, sleeping. Big up to Yusuf. Greetings from Cape Town, South Africa. Thank you very much. Matata United, how are you doing? Big up to Theodore Grandet in the house. Nice to see you. Nice to see each and every one of you guys in here on this late Tuesday morning. Guys, I'm actually off on a Tuesdays now. My days off have changed from Thursday, Friday to Monday, Tuesday, which means that I could take a 4-day weekend. Well, I could have, I'm just on the other end now. Before, I was pre-weekend, Thursday, Friday, and now I'm post-weekend, Monday, Tuesday. So I could go on a vacation from Friday to Tuesday. You see what I mean? Awesome stuff. Well, I'll have to call out 2 days if I want to pull that off. But yeah, sometimes you got to take a break from work. Guys, smash up the thumbs up button if you're yet to do so. We got 27 likes. That's awesome. And let's get that up to 30. All right, we're going to talk some Champions League. When I'm done, we'll take a look at the other leagues as well and see what's going on across Europe. But look, I'm going to check out now in terms of Arsenal losing at home to Brighton and Hove Albion. And I did get the prediction right. So in terms of the next game, let us talk about Leicester 2, Crystal Palace 1. I actually predicted the opposite of this result. Palace 2, Leicester 1. And I predicted that because Leicester's involvement in the Europa Conference League. And I think it was a solid prediction that I made, because if you take a look at the lineup here, Leicester did rotate their team with the Europa Conference League in mind. They really did. We see the back line here of Luke Thomas, Amate, Soyuncu, and Justin. And if you check the bench, Fofana back. You see what I'm saying? Pereira back. Castagna back. These guys are probably most likely being saved. Don't see any Johnny Evans, and he's most likely being rested as well for the Conference League game. So let's see. Or maybe he's injured again. But let's see. Vestergaard as well, not used. I think these guys will be unleashed for the Conference League. Patson Daka getting the nod ahead of Iheanacho in this game. Lookman in, Mendy in. Tielemans and Madison played, but still, you can't weaken the team too much, and they ended up winning the game. So in this game, we had Ademola Lookman set up by Kenan Dewsbury Hall. Brilliant through ball there. And Lookman, no mistakes on the end of that. And then Dewsbury Hall with a goal of his own 6 minutes later. Brilliant goal set up by James Maddison. Crystal Palace did pull one back when Zaha had a penalty saved twice. First penalty was saved, then it had to be retaken for encroachment. And then the second one was saved, but the rebound was headed in by Wilfs Zaha. So, look, it wasn't the best performance by Crystal Palace at all. And I think Leicester were deserved champions, deserved winners. I don't know why I said champions. I've done that a few times lately where I supposed to say winners and I said champions. Yeah, but they won the game. Definitely deserved to win this game, in my opinion. Leicester City, they were the better team, and they were more clinical in the final third. Crystal Palace did have their chances, 11 to be exact, 3 on target, 49% of the ball. While for Leicester, they had 12 shots at goal, 3 on target, 51% of the ball. This is not a game that I actually saw live, but, it was a result that I didn't expect to see, seeing that Palace have been playing so well lately. It wasn't, they weren't really up to scratch on the day, in my opinion. So nice to see guys like Gerald Ward, Eze, McCarter getting a runoff off the bench. You know what I mean? And Leicester really rotated because Harvey Barnes, Iheanacho, and Castagna got to run off their bench. So scrappy game against with involved two teams that are playing similarly right about now. You know what I mean? You got to give Palace a lot of credit for what they've done this season. And also, Leicester, it has been a grind for them where for the last 2 seasons, they were in the top 6. And now, if they are to get top 6, they would have to just continue winning their remaining games. They do have 9 games left. They have a lot more games than a lot of other teams. So they would have to just keep winning. Crystal Palace are right behind them on 37 points in 10th. So these two teams are neck to neck. And, you know, more credit goes to Vieira than to Brendan Rodgers, however. Because for Palace, new manager, it's not easy to be in the top 10 right now. So they'll be in the league next season. As we know, they beat City recently, went unbeaten against City, and suffered a minor setback here against Leicester. So, good luck to Leicester in the Europa Conference League, by the way. I hope they do get through and possibly go on to win it, where they could definitely get a Europa League spot if they manage to pull that off. For the home team, Leicester, the next game will be against PSV. That will be on the road. Then they face Newcastle in the Premier League. Then they do have Everton and Aston Villa. Nice little running for Leicester. They do have Norwich left to play, Everton, Watford, finish off against Chelsea and Southampton. So if they manage to continue winning, who knows what could happen, man. Possibilities are endless. Good win. For Crystal Palace, for them, what do their next games look like here? Palace next game is a big one, and that's a FA Cup semi-finals this Sunday. All the best to Palace. I really hope they win it, man. I hope they win that game because it means that it would be Palace in the finals to face one of Liverpool or Manchester City, and they would ideally want to play against Manchester City, a team that they have not lost to this season. You see what I'm saying? So, way to go, Palace, man. All the best against Chelsea. It's going to be tough. It is going to be tough. You know what I mean? I think if Chelsea gets to the final, they lose that final against one of Liverpool or City. So, the team on this side of the bracket really got it against them, in my opinion. Well, for Chelsea, they haven't beat City nor Liverpool this season. But for Crystal Palace, they've beaten City, drew to City, and have not performed well against Liverpool. So Palace, I think they got the better chance of actually winning it from that side. So in terms of the Premier League games, next game is against Newcastle. Then they do have Leeds, Southampton, Watford. They do have a nice run-in. The final 2 games, the final game is against Manchester United. And then they do play Man United again in the summer for a friendly. So, not a prediction I got right, but it's all good. It is all good. We move on to the next game, which was actually not a shock result to me. And that's Tottenham 4, Aston Villa 0. I predicted a 3-1 win for Tottenham. So, that's another solid prediction that I made right there. You know what I'm saying? Very, very solid. So, yeah, I think maybe next season I might actually do something of some type of activity where when we do the prediction, you guys like submit your predictions or something, and I write them down. You see what I mean? Like I write them down, and we get like a point system, and first, second, and third maybe get a prize at the end of the season. That'll be some nice activity to do. See what I mean? That'll be nice. And for me to keep track of my predictions as well. So let's see how it goes next season, though. Guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. Let's talk about Tottenham 4, Aston Villa 0. Son Heung-min with a hat-trick. Got to give it up to Son. You got to give it up to Dejan Kulusevski, who scored as well. Harry Kane with 2 assists. and, one for Kulusevski, one for Son, where Son and Kane have linked up for the most Premier League goals ever. And this, I think, gone up to about 40 now, which is absolutely ridiculous, man. But Aston Villa are to be blamed here. They have themselves to blame, because after Son opened the scoring early on in the game, after that, it was all Aston Villa. They had numerous amount of chances to score and did not capitalize on their dominance. And I think Spurs said, really? What, you don't want to come back in this game or what? It was only 1-0 at halftime, guys. And Aston Villa were a better team, I think, in the first half without the luck. You see what I mean? But look, the better team does not always get the more favorable results. We know that. And with them trying to get back in the game, they left themselves exposed. And Tottenham pounced. And they just kept scoring and scoring and scoring for fun. Aston Villa had 52% of the ball, 19 shots, 8 on target. Let's give a lot of credit to Hugo Lloris as well. He pulled off a lot of big saves, but also Aston Villa were very, very wasteful. I can't remember every single thing that happened, but I could remember Jacob Ramsey having a good chance. Leon Bailey towards the end had a good one. They were just snatching at the chances, though. But look, I never predicted them. I never expected them to win the game. Really didn't. I think Danny Ings got to step his game up. He didn't have the best of games. But they had their chances, though. They had their chances. But I always mention, when you have Tyrone Mings in defense, guys, anything could happen, man. Anything could happen in terms of mistakes. And they did have a few mistakes in this game. And they were punished. Look, standout player for me, I know Son scored 3 times. And he deserves the highlight, the spotlight. But Dejan Kulusevski, man, oh my God. What a signing. An assist and a goal in this game. What a freaking signing, man. What a signing. They definitely have to make his move permanent. That has to be activated during the summer. Because you cannot lose a player like that. This guy is nice. And I've identified that from the get-go. He hit the ground running in the Premier League. Not a lot of players do so. And he's just been complimenting Son and Kane very, very well, keeping Lucas Moura out the team. Bentancur has been playing some good football. And Tottenham's defense, has definitely looked a lot better lately. Tottenham are one of the informed teams. 5-1 against Newcastle, 4-0 against Aston Villa, 3-1 against West Ham, 2-0 against Brighton. Guys, that's 4 games. After that United loss, that is 4 games that they have won in a row, and they have only conceded twice. But a positive is that they have scored 14 goals in 4 games. And if you want to put in the win against Everton and the loss against United, guys, that's 21 goals in 6 games. They have found their form. They have been scoring a lot. Their defense have definitely tightened up. And we could go back even further to the 4 they scored against Leeds. And the 3 against City. So under Conte, they have been scoring a lot of goals, but they have been a bit inconsistent. But they have been consistent in the last 4 games. Things are looking good for Tottenham in terms of qualifying for the Champions League. Let me just put it out there. And it's testament to the hard work, them identifying what they've been doing wrong and working on that. You see what I mean? Conte almost had a meltdown where they were saying that, he might actually just leave the job because of what was going on. Tottenham were going through a horrible run. And when I say horrible, I mean they lost to Middlesbrough in the FA Cup. They lost to Burnley. They lost to Wolves, lost to Southampton, lost to Chelsea twice. So it wasn't the best to run. But they really pulled things back. They really, really have. And It seems as if they're going to hold on to Kane this summer. Kane might start believing in the Conte project. A few more players will come in. A few will leave. You see what I'm saying? A few of the guys out on loan might get sold. Let's see what Conte does with this squad next season. Let's see if they actually back Antonio Conte. Let's see if they do. I don't think Spurs are going to win the league. Let me just put it out there. But in terms of top four, it could be serious contenders next season. And maybe they finally win one of the cups. They've been going through a very, very, barren run in terms of silverware. I think their last one was maybe 2007-8 or something like that. One of the cups they won. So could next year be their year? Certainly can. Certainly can. So look, I did mention Hugo Lloris, and if you go back and you watch the preview, guys, you'll hear what I have to say about Tottenham, man. I think it was a solid preview. I think my last preview, live preview, was one of the best I've done. It was one of the best I've done, and I think I need to continue on that form, though. So, Spurs 4, Aston Villa 0. Villa got to step their game up. Gerrard has done a good job with the team, but still, I think they have been way too inconsistent with the squad that they do have to their disposal. 4 losses on the bounce is not good enough, and I think that's coming off of 3 wins on the bounce, bouncing back from a previous slump. You see what I mean? So they've been inconsistent. They've been really inconsistent, man. So those losses was actually sandwiched. They sandwiched a 3-game winning streak, and before that they had actually lost 2 in a row and drew another one. So the form has been so-so, but to lose 4 in a row is not great. That ain't great at all. They could have been in a better position. They could have actually been in the mid-40s if they had done a lot better, but players have not been stepping up at all, man. Ings, Watkins, Bailey, you know what I mean? Coutinho, his form has fell off. I think Coutinho played well in the game, but the forwards just weren't taking their chances, man. You know what I mean? I just want City to buy Jacob Ramsey as well. You know what I mean? I hope Pep's listening. You know what I mean? Put in a bid for Ramsey. That'll be a nice addition to the squad. So I doubt we'll buy him, though, because we have a player by the name of Cole Palmer who is pretty similar to Jacob Ramsey. So, look, not going to talk too much more about this one. And in terms of Villa, they're standing right now, they're 12th, 36 points. Yeah, they'll get over the 40-point mark, but it's going to be a tough run-in for the rest of the season, where Villa type of team that you don't mind playing them. You see what I mean? You don't mind. The games could go any way, but you won't mind. When you know it's Villa, you're like, yeah, okay. The next game is against Leicester. I think that's a derby, Midlands derby of some sort, if I'm getting my geography right there. Then they do have Norwich, Burnley. Two good games. But interestingly, they still have to play Manchester City and Liverpool. They have Burnley twice, though. Don't think they beat them twice. But Man City and Liverpool. I'm hoping Villa. We couldn't do it on our own. But I won't mind you doing us a favor. A 7-2 favor again. You know what I'm saying? Hook us up, man. Hook us up. Hook us up with the 7-2 again, Villa. And I don't mean to remind Liverpool fans of the 7-2. I'm just saying. Big up to King Hodler in the house who says, in Don Conte, we trust. Gerrard is a disgrace. His players were trying to end careers out there. Tackles not seen since the 80s. I like how you give Kulu his praise. The English media sucks. He's 21 and saucing real baller. Yeah, you're correct, man. You're correct. So big up to Emmanuel who says, I knew Arsenal are not getting top 4. They have a rookie manager. He get hyped for doing nothing. Only benefiting from failure if Man United and Leicester. However, Arsenal fans are deluded. Ooh. But big shout outs to everybody watching this live stream right about now, guys. Make sure you like up the video. We are doing very well. We got 33 likes. We need 17 more to hit 50. Okay? I think we can get there. Subscribe to the channel if you're new around these parts. We'll definitely appreciate that as well. And if you're watching the replay, thank you very much for tuning in. We are going to keep it moving. All right. So we're doing well, though. We're doing well. I don't plan to be all night, but we will touch on a few things when I'm done talking about the Premier League. We will touch on the Conference League, Europa League, Champions League, briefly. Check out the other leagues and see what's going on. Not briefly, not too long. It's late, and I don't want to be on all night. You know what I'm saying? I have to go live again tomorrow to talk Chelsea, Real Madrid, Bayern via Real. I'll touch on that as well. You know what I mean? Work is always there to do. So, Norwich versus Burnley. I did not get this prediction right because I predicted Burnley to beat Norwich. And I think it was a solid prediction with Burnley coming off of that win against Everton. I was thinking, my logic was, Sean Dyche is going to pull it off here, man. Back-to-back wins, beating Everton, beating Norwich. That's 6 points. That's a huge 6 points. But wasn't able to follow up. I actually was watching this game. I don't know why I was watching this game, but this is the game that I tuned into. And I didn't watch the whole game. Towards the back end, I didn't really see the second goal. But Pierre-Lise Melou, I think that's his first goal for Norwich. And then Timo Pukki in the 86th minute, set up by Matthias Norman. Burnley, oh man, I think they missed the trick here. I think they really missed the trick here. This was a game that they needed to win. Listen, I couldn't say it any other way. They needed to win this one, man. It was very even in terms of opportunities. There was a lot of opportunities for both teams. 17 shots, 6 on target for Norwich, 44% of the ball. And for Burnley, 18 shots, 4 on target, 56% of the ball. So, look, Tim Krul had a good game. Not so much Nick Pope, So, I think it's a huge setback here, man. Huge setback for Burnley. Look, this is not an understatement. It's a huge setback. You must beat Norwich. And I don't know, Norwich might actually be thinking they could survive too, because if you check the table, Norwich do have 7 points behind Everton. And if Everton continue to be inconsistent and Norwich keep winning, they could get out of the relegation zone. It's very unlikely, but you never know. Never know what Dean Smith and Norwich are going to do. But I do think that they are doomed for the championship. 7 games to go. And in terms of those matches, next game is against United. Norwich would have to beat United. You see what I'm saying? It's not a far-fetched idea, but it's unlikely that they'll do it. But it'll take a lot of balls to predict Norwich to get something from United as well. And the game, the run-ins, they do have West Ham, Leicester, and Tottenham. Wolves, Newcastle, Aston Villa, they're not surviving. They're not surviving. They really need to win every single game in order to survive. But, they're not surviving. Norwich are going down. Last in the league right now. And I think they might just end up dead last. They might finish above Burnley and Watford. Who knows? But they're not staying up, in my opinion. They're not staying up. And I think I called it from the beginning. Did I make Premier League predictions? I can't even remember if I did, though. Can't remember if I did make Premier League predictions. But from the get-go, most of us identified that Norwich would be one of the teams to go down. But on the day, you got to give them credit. They picked up 3 points. And Burnley, I think, missed the trick. As I mentioned, it was a 6-pointer relegation battle. And Burnley with 24 points, 30 games played. They do have 8 matches left and a 4-point gap between themselves and Everton. They would need Everton to drop points in 2 games. It is possible. But for Burnley, do they have it in them to pull it off? Their fixtures are not the hardest. They do have West Ham, Southampton, Wolves, Watford, Aston Villa twice, Tottenham, and Newcastle. So their running is doable, but are they gonna do it? That's the whole thing. Who has the better running? Everton or Burnley? It's Burnley. It is Burnley, because if you check Everton's fixtures, guys, Everton do have Leicester next, Liverpool, Chelsea, Leicester again. You see what I'm saying? Watford, Brentford, Crystal Palace, and Arsenal. Everton, as I mentioned, guys, the win against United is a bonus. I think the win against United was the victory that they were supposed to get against Burnley. They have to get something against Liverpool. Please do. Please, I beg you. They got to get something against Leicester. One of those 2 games they got to win. You see what I mean? I don't think they lose both those games. And with the fact that they do have, I will talk about Everton pretty soon, but I think Burnley do have the better running, but for Everton, with the quality of the players they have in their squad, they do have the capabilities of pulling off some results, as we've seen in the game against Manchester United. So Norwich 2, Burnley 0. You know what I mean? Hard luck to both teams. I think it's looking like they both will go down. But let's see. Let us see. Big up to the boy, Michael Talks Football. Pookie definitely translate to GOAT, right? I did give you a shout out in the preview as well, bro, for that same exact thing. That same thing. So, yeah, we're going to keep it moving, guys. The next game that we're going to talk about is the game that I actually was mentioning just now. Everton 1, Manchester United 0. And, guys, you got to give me some credit, man. I had a lot of balls to predict Everton to beat United. 2-1 win I predicted for Everton. They ended up winning it by 1-0. And kudos to Anthony Gordon, one of the brightest prospects over at Everton. And it was a good day at Goodison Park, I must say. It was a good day for me as well. And I know it was a good day for a lot of the Liverpool fans who absolutely despise Manchester United. Look, first things first, what we're going to talk about is the lineup. Guys, I didn't watch this game, but I did watch the highlights. Let me tell you a story about this game, right? Remember, I don't know if you guys remember, for the preview, right? For the preview, my wife hit me up and said that she was stuck at work, and that was Friday night. So Saturday, I couldn't go to work. What I actually did, I stayed up the entire night. I made a few clips. I played FIFA, and Liam and I stayed up the entire night. I went to sleep maybe about half hour before this game started, 7 a.m. in the morning. I didn't watch the game, but I was hoping that when I woke up about 3 hours later, and when I checked the score, I'm like, please be an Everton win. I saw 1-0 win. I was like, God, thank you very much. What a prediction, man. What a prediction. What a prediction. Anthony Gordon, the goal in this game, deflection off, I think that was Lindelof to beat David De Gea. And United did have a couple chances as well. Big up to Jordan Pickford. And you could see the passion that Pickford played with in this game. I think he realized, like, whoa, I'm about to be a championship goalkeeper. I really need to start performing a lot better. You could see his decisiveness, the way he went out for some of those crosses and some of those set pieces and everything. pulled off some huge saves, man. Could remember one against Ronaldo, and can't remember everything, but I could remember the Ronaldo save. There was a few other saves, man. Man United did have their chances. They did not take their chances. But you gotta give it to Everton, though. You definitely gotta give it to them, who did create some very good chances of their own. So, look, I know it's a fortunate goal to get that deflection, but the result was not a shocking result at all, because if you guys really check United's, let's go back to their last 8 games, right? They picked up a win against Leeds. You go back to February 20th. But the 1-1 draw against Atletico Madrid, and then the second leg loss to Atletico Madrid is in there, right? So they failed to beat Atleti. They drew to Watford. They lost horribly to Manchester City 4-1. They did bounce back to beat Tottenham 3-2. Ronaldo hat-trick. The draw against Leicester, and now the loss to Everton, right? How worse could it get? The next game is against Norwich this Saturday. And then they do have Liverpool, Arsenal, a resurgent Brentford. You see, and they finish off the season here. I think that's against Crystal Palace and Chelsea. So it ain't looking good for United in terms of their top 4 chances at all. They could still get top 4, but it's not looking good, man. It ain't looking good. We're talking about this. Let's look at the 11 here. Victor Lindelof, Telles, and Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I think, came into the starting 11. And this is not good enough. This is not good enough for Manchester United in terms of the way they're changing up this team. It's like Ralph Rangnick, who was said to be Jesus. It seems like he's not sure what he's doing. Shaw, Varane, and Dalot all out. McTominay out. I think that was forced from the last game against Leicester. Pogba, Elanga out as well. You see what I'm saying? So the amount of changes they made coming into this game, it just, justifies the result. I do not understand why Nemanja Matic is starting ahead of Pogba. You see, when Pogba needs to leave Man United, he needs to leave. Marcus Rashford coming back into the team, I must say he had a good game. Forced a few big saves out of Jordan Pickford. Now it's coming back to me. I think Rashford had 2 great chances, and Pickford came up with 2 equally very good saves. Cristiano Ronaldo didn't do enough in the game, in my opinion. I think 1 good chance I could recall. And you check the bench. Pogba, Mata came off the bench. Elanga. Look, not good enough. Forced change with Pogba coming on there, and that must have been 36 minute. I didn't actually watch the game, guys. So who came off in the 36 minute there? It said 36 minute, but they didn't show anybody going off in the 36 minute. So it's pretty strange. Yeah, Fred went off. I didn't actually realize that Fred had gone off in the 36 minute though. But look, very disjointed effort by United, and the result was not shocking to me because I predicted them to lose the game. And I didn't predict them to lose because they're United and I'm a City fan. I predicted them to lose because on what they've been doing, and because of the desperation that Everton are showing right now in their quest to survive. And you definitely got to give Frank Lampard some credit here for bringing Delph in, because Delph has been, injured for some time. And the other changes, if you check the back line, Keane came in. Keane, I think, was actually suspended. But the back line look a lot better than the previous matches. Mikolenko, the Ukrainian, Keane, Godfrey, and Seamus Coleman. It's not a bad lineup. That's not a bad lineup at all. With Allen coming back in the team, with Delph and his experience, couple Premier League trophies as well. Iwobi, I think, was credited for the assists. I think that was Iwobi challenging the Man United player. and it got off of him, and then the finish, very, very cute finish there by Anthony Gordon. Calvert-Lewin, I think, started the season well, but injury has definitely affected him. Richarlison had a very good game. Richarlison had a very, very good game. So credit goes out to the Brazilian there. You could see off the bench, Doucouré, Gray came off the bench. Look, this team has some quality in there. It's just that they've been heavily affected by injury. I would like to see Donny van der Beek, who couldn't play against his parent club, of course, and Dele Alli involved a bit more for the remainder of the season, because you gotta put out the best teams possible. Because lately, like previously, Lampard was putting out some championship-looking type 11s. I was like, you're not gonna win any games with this type of team. You see what I mean? But look, going back to United, laughable team, man. Laughable team, laughable squad. And I don't know if they're going to get better. They're bringing in Erik ten Hag, it seems, and, I don't know, man. I don't know. Ten Hag, I'm telling you, don't do it. I'm begging you, please don't do it, Ten Hag. Don't do it, man. Don't do it. Stay at Ajax or maybe go to the Bundesliga or something. Do not do it. I think he's going to do it. I think they're going to actually convince him that they're going to back him, and they believe he's the man for the job, and he's going to go there, and it's going to be the same old situation with Manchester United, overpaying players. They won't be playing in the Champions League next season, it seems, because if we check the table right now, let's check the table. Let me bring up the table over here for y'all. Let's check the table. Let's keep it real. Man United is 7th with 51 points, 7 games to go. And look at what Tottenham's doing right now. That's a 6-point gap. Man United are not catching Spurs. Unless they just have a meltdown. Man United are not catching Spurs with these games left to play. Norwich, yeah, they might win that one. Liverpool, I hope they win that one too, but they might not. Most likely won't. Arsenal, they might scrape a win. They do have Chelsea. They do have a very gritty Palace team. They do have Brentford and Brighton. They're not winning all these games. They're not. They won't. I don't want them to get Champions League football. The team I really wanted to get Champions League football is Arsenal, but I don't think they're going to get it. It'll be Conte and Spurs, in my opinion, getting that Champions League spot with Chelsea, City, and Liverpool. And who knows, we could see West Ham winning the Europa League. We could see Leicester. West Ham winning the Europa League will get another Champions League spot, but that's about it. So, look, United, big talking point. They lost the game. I could see, Bruno Fernandes and, Ronaldo and their reactions after the game. And to talk reaction, Ronaldo being in the news for breaking a youngster's phone. Come on, Ronaldo. You got to control yourself a little bit more than, better than that. I've read something that he offered the youngster, to ticket to a game and amongst a few other things, maybe a signed shirt, maybe to come to watch United play. If I'm the youngster, I'm going to say no. I'm going to tell him, fuck no, man. I don't want to watch United play. I don't want anything from you. You broke my phone. What I want from you is a brand new phone. That's it. The newest version of the current phone I got. That'll suffice, and that's it. I don't want to go watch the game or whatever. But Cristiano Ronaldo, I think he's gonna oblige and go and take up Ronaldo on his offer. You see what I mean? He let his temper get the better of him. But look, Ronaldo, you got everything you deserve, bro. You should have never went back to United. That was the stupidest decision that you ever made. You should have never went back. Never. went back to United. Remember when he was linked to a move to Manchester City? I was like, whoa, I won't mind, because I thought he would have done very well. Look, he scored goals for United, but overall as a team, they have not done well, right? I would have taken Ronaldo at Manchester City, and I think it would have been a good move for him, career-wise, right? It would have made for a very, very good story. I know his first stint at United was legendary, and he's a legendary player. But I think coming back, it kind of messed that up, though. It kind of messed that up. So I think if you were going to mess up your legacy as a Man United player, you might as well mess it up by joining Manchester City. You see what I'm saying? But Fergie and Rio Ferdinand and all these guys, they were having it. They were having it, and there might have been an intervention, or maybe it first came out and said that he was offered to City just to get the attention of Manchester United, and then he got the money he wanted and everything. So he's making some big money, big wages. He's on big wages, and United on doing jack shit. You see what I'm saying? So that's basically what's going on there. That's a story. When I get a little older, I could tell my grandkids of Ronaldo going back to United and flopping very, 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 very hard. You see? So he won't be in the Champions League next season unless he leaves. Imagine Ronaldo playing in the Europa League. I don't know if he's ever played in the Europa League. I doubt. I might have to actually look that up. He's a Champions League type player. Real Madrid, Man United. I don't think he's ever played in the Europa League. Maybe not even. Did he play in the Europa League for Juventus? I don't even know. I don't even think so. So Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm gonna do a quick search to let you guys know stats by competition. Let me see if he's ever played in the Europa League. For Ronaldo, Champions League, Ronaldo has actually never played in the Europa League. That is something, right? 3 seasons at Juventus, and he's played in the Champions League. His time at Real Madrid from 2009 all the way to 2017, he played in the Champions League. Then for Manchester United, he had to play Champions League qualifying twice back in the days. Never played in the Europa League. And even at Sporting, he played in the Champions League qualifying, never in the Europa League. So it is sad to say that one of the GOATs will be playing Europa League or even Europa Conference League football next season, and he'll have that in his record. That is absolutely unacceptable. That is unacceptable. But big up to each and every one of you guys in the house right now. Make sure you like up the video. Like the video for Everton smashing Manchester United by 1-0. Yeah, that's a smash. You'll be like, oh, it's just a 1-0, Dom. It's not a smash. Listen, seeing what Everton are doing this season, that's a great result, okay? That is a great result. And in terms of Everton, are they going to survive, guys? I think they will. I want them to survive. I don't want them to go into championship. Burnley, Watford, and Norwich could go down. Let them go down. But for Everton, they're too much of a big club to be in the championship. And with 8 remaining matches, Leicester, they got to beat Leicester. That's next Wednesday. Liverpool, they got to get something against Liverpool. Come on. Come on, Everton. Look at the boy Dom cheering for Everton. Oh, man, he's desperate. Guys, I want Everton to get something against Liverpool, man. Just for Everton's sake. Not for Liverpool not to win the title. I'm just saying. Chelsea, Leicester twice, they got to beat Watford. That's the thing. The game against Watford, they got to beat Watford. They got to beat Brentford. And they got to beat Crystal Palace. They win those 3 games. That's 9 points. I think they survive. 37 points will be enough for Everton to stay up. And I'm going for Everton to stay up. They win at least 3 more games. They win 3 out of 7 games. Everton are staying up, guys. That's just what I think. And with that being said, look, big up to everybody in the chat right about now, man. Victor Gabriel, we have Mustafa, Angel T, Sane, Emmanuel in the house, Angelo Reyes. Who else? Big John. Big up to Big John in the house. Who else you got in here? Agunzi, LFC, Za Ali. All of you guys in here. We got over 50 people up here in this late night live stream. Thank you very much for tuning in, guys. Really, really appreciate the support. We need 9 more thumbs up to hit 50. Could we make it happen? Guys, I know you could make it happen. We still have to talk City versus Liverpool. So without further ado, guys, let's just wrap up the last game before we get to that one. And that is Southampton 0, Chelsea 6. Southampton, you let me down. You let me down. I predicted a 1-1 draw. That was not a solid prediction at all. I predicted a 1-1 draw based on, Southampton, needing a result. Chelsea not doing well, but I should have known that Chelsea, a wounded animal in the previous 2 games against Real Madrid and Brentford, that they were going to bounce back here. And, Southampton are very, very unlucky to be on the end of this jobbing. But I must say that Southampton were actually horrible on the day. And they were responsible for their own demise. They were horrible. When I mean horrible, they were horrible. They were giving away the ball. They looked like Liverpool in the first half against Manchester City. Pretty much. They were giving away the ball. They weren't comfortable passing it out from the back. A whole lot of mistakes. And they were just punished time and time again. Marcos Alonso in the 8th minute. Too easy. Mount in the 16th. Too easy. Werner in the 22nd. Havertz in the 31st. Werner again in the 49th. And Mason Mount in the 54th. Only Mount credited with an assist. All the other instances, it was either a Southampton player giveaway, a rebound off the post or off the keeper. And if it wasn't for Fraser Foster on the day, guys, this could have been another 9-0. And I mean, and I don't just say this to say it, to sound funny. This could have been another 9-0. Easily. 24 shots at goal for Chelsea. 14 on target. 14 along with Timo Werner hitting the post 3 times. Timo Werner, bro, I know you scored twice, but how bad are you? How bad? Timo Werner had at least, out of those 24 shots at goal, Timo Werner must have had at least 9 to 10 shots. He had 2 great opportunities that he didn't take. He had 3 shots that hit the post, right? And he had 2 that he put in the back of the net. So tell me, tap-ins. So tell me, Timo Werner, Chelsea fans would still say Timo Werner is a shit though, you know what I mean? But he did play well in that game. I got to give it to him. He did get behind a lot with his pace, and he was in the right position on a lot of occasions, but he just not clinical enough in the final third. You see what I mean? Mason Mount, he got some very fortunate goals as well. Kai Havertz with a rebound, and Chelsea with a well-needed win, a well-needed morale boost, well-needed practice to go into that game against Real Madrid, where they need to overturn a 3-1 deficit on the road. It is possible, but it's nearly impossible against a Real Madrid team playing the way they are playing right now. Could Chelsea do it against Real Madrid? I'll let you guys know a bit later when I get to the Champions League part of this segment. But look, for Thomas Tuchel, he needed this. Lukaku did not start the game against. Let's look at the lineup here. And you can see off the bench, Christian Pulisic, Hakim Ziyech, and Reece James. Lukaku wasn't even featured in the team. And he is set to miss the game against Real Madrid as well. So More Lukaku drama, man. Is he going to stay at the club next season? Maybe. Maybe not. Because with a new owner coming in, they might look to, move on a few players. And I don't think they will be spending that Roman Abramovich type money. So they might actually look to invest in a team based on sales, player sales and whatnot. They do have players out on loan. They could do that. But I'm pretty sure we're going to see most of these Chelsea players back in the blue of Chelsea next season. So for Southampton, they did have a few attacks. I think Che Adams with a good chance at the back end of the game. They had 4 shots, 1 on target. I think that was the only shot on target. But they were thoroughly and utterly outplayed, embarrassed on the day. They ought to be ashamed of their goddamn selves because it was a horrible performance. You only got strength when you come up against Manchester City, right? That's what that's what you want to do. You come up against City in the league, you go unbeaten, and now you come up against Chelsea and you get smashed out of the park. Come on, man. Hassan Hutel and his boys need to do a little bit better. You can't be getting destroyed once every single season. At least once a season they get embarrassed. 2 9-0 jobbins and now a 6-0 that should have been a 9-0. They should have got at least 10 in this game, if you ask me. You see what I mean? Guys like Mohamed Salisu and all of them, you come up against City and you're world class, and you come up against Chelsea and you play like trash. Valentino Livramento came up against his old team. Trash on the day. See what I mean? Ward-Prowse, header, setting up goals and shit. Come on, man. Come on. N'Golo Kante with that shot for Werner with the tap in. Werner, man, you should have scored at least 5 on a day. Just want to put it out there, man. So, look, brace for Werner, brace for Mount, goal for Havertz, goal for Alonso. Morale boost going into the Real Madrid game. Don't think they'll win, but that's about it. So, in terms of their Premier League standing, though, that will do a lot of good for them because Tottenham were closing in. Chelsea go up to 62 points, 30 games played, 8 to go. I think they'll get top 4, but that's about it. They'll get top 4. They'll be in the Champions League next season. They'll be in there, but are they going to stay in there this season? Doubt. Highly doubt. So for the Blues in Chelsea, Real Madrid coming up today, later today, in about 14 hours time, they play Real Madrid. Then they have a London derby in the semi-final of the FA Cup against Crystal Palace this Sunday. Then they have Arsenal, West Ham. Some big games coming up for Chelsea, man. Big games. Finish off the season against, they have Everton, Wolves. Still a lot of games to go. Watford, Leicester. They'll be okay. They have United. They'll be okay in terms of the top 4. But that's about it for them. Are they going to win the FA Cup? No, I don't think so. I think one of Liverpool or Manchester City will win the FA Cup. But let's see how that one goes. So, guys, how are you doing? Big up to everybody in the stream on our 28 minutes we've been live for. Thank you very much for tuning in. Lukaku is injured. Lukaku has COVID. Yeah, injured. Yeah. I predicted 3-0 easily, but it was 6-0. You spot on, Dom. Everton getting 9 points. Will stay up. Big up to Mr. Kwaku in the house. How you doing? How's everybody doing, man? Guys, have you yet liked the video? Please do so if you're yet to do so. We got 41 likes. Well, it now go up to 47. Thank you very much. We're doing well, man. We're doing well. Very healthy live stream. I do appreciate the love, the support. Thank you very much if you're new around here and you have decided to hit the subscribe button. You guys are the real deal. You know that. Thank you very much for the continued support. And we get to the big game. Manchester City 2, Liverpool 2. I must say, let me explode myself here. I must say that I'm highly disappointed in the result. I predicted a 2-2 draw, but I'm disappointed in the result. Simply, I predicted a 1-1 draw, I think. But I'm disappointed in the result because we should have won that game. Manchester City should have won that game. And we should have done it with the last kick of the game. Last kick. Riyad Mahrez, you have to score that. De Bruyne did enough for you to actually put that past Alisson. An easy chip or even a direct shot at goal could have, I think, beaten Alisson. But you're trying to be cute. You're trying to be smart and cheeky. And you didn't pull it off. And this is not the first time Mahrez have cost us against Liverpool. Remember that penalty a few seasons ago where he double kicked the ball or something like that? Come on, man. Come on, Mahrez. Come on, Riyad. See what I'm saying? I think we had Algeria Riyad. The late Algeria, the 2022 Algeria Riyad. That's who we had. Because you have to score, man. You come up against Liverpool, we're in a title race, 1 point ahead. Bam! Heartbreaking 3-2 win for Manchester City. That's what the headline should have been saying right now. You know, well, heartbreaking 3-2 loss for Liverpool. I mean, right? That's what it should have been saying right now. But 2-2 draw. Both teams walk away with a point. We were treated with yet another very, very high quality game of football as Liverpool did play themselves back in the game. But I must say, it was not the best performance by Liverpool at all. But for City, I think we went out there and did what we had to do, and it was a top-notch effort that should have been rewarded with a win. So, look, let's take a look here. Let's take a look here at the lineups. Let's do things properly. When I do my reviews, I like to do things properly. I don't like to really rush things when I actually take notes and I want to review a game thoroughly. Let's first start with the lineup. You know what I'm saying? Expectations, I expected a draw. What I got, a draw. What we should have got, a win. Let's start with that. That's my initial reaction. But the lineups, I must say that Pep got his lineup right. Edison in goal, Walker, Stones, Laporte, Cancelo, exactly what I thought would be there. And in the midfield, you had Rodri, De Bruyne, and Bernardo Silva. Bernardo played a very deep line role, and that came as a surprise to me. I don't think he had too much of an effect on the game going forward, but in terms of providing that outlet to pass the ball around, and, you know, he did that. Jesus, Foden, and Sterling up top. I think good choice. Very good choice. I think all players had a solid game. Sterling, people might be looking at him and say, he should have scored, but let's give some credit to Alisson there for keeping himself big. And Sterling should have scored because I think that offside goal should have been a goal. I think that should have been a goal. I think VAR is a bit too stringent in terms of the margin of error that it allows, and the attacker should have some type of benefit of the doubt where there should be some type of tolerance for when things are that close. You see what I'm saying? Because you have to judge when the ball leaves the foot. You got to get that one right, and that one is never, it's not always right. It's not. If we take a look at Liverpool 11, well, just before we move on there, Grealish and Mars did come off the bench as well, and Pep only used 2 subs. For Liverpool, Klopp chose to go in with Jota instead of Firmino up top, and I knew he would have done that because Jota has proven himself to be a very, very dangerous player. And he got that equalizing goal, and he was very, very, on his toes and everything. Could have gotten a second from the Edison gift, but, was a bit, just milliseconds late there. Salah and Mane both played a role. All 3 forwards played a role in getting Liverpool that point. Their midfield, I don't think the midfield had the best of games. Fabinho took some time to really get into the match. Henderson and Thiago, labored a bit. And Thiago wasn't on the ball enough to, and, his tackling is not the best. And, obviously could have gotten sent off. I think it's the back line that I expected. Trent, Matip, Robertson, Van Dijk, Alisson. I'll get to more on these defenders pretty soon. So that's touching on the lineup there, the starting 11. In terms of the match itself, early chance there by Sterling. Very good build up there. De Bruyne, Jesus, square to Sterling. And the big chance there, saved by Alisson. I see this more as an Alisson save than a Sterling miss. I don't think Sterling was at fault. But who knows, man? Maybe top bins. You see what I'm saying? He tried, but maybe he should have lifted it a little bit more. Alisson deserves a lot of credit for that. But it wasn't costly at all because about 45 seconds later, Kevin De Bruyne put in from a free kick. Quick free kick taken. Liverpool were caught on their heels, sleeping a bit. And Kevin De Bruyne, with the assist from Bernardo Silva, left-footed shot, deflected off Joel Matip pass, Alisson. Early lead for Man City, and I was ecstatic about that. I was like, whoa, this could get ugly for Liverpool. Really, very, very early. But we didn't pounce on the opportunities at all, man. You know, we really didn't. And I did mention on a few occasions, that's why we should take shots from distance. Because you could get a deflection, you could get a handball, the ball could go up for a corner, you could score from that resulting corner there. So, look, Sterling, he should have scored, but De Bruyne made amends, and the miss was not costly at all. So, did mention that Liverpool must chase the game after that. They had to chase the game, you know, and Man City, I think, previous 22 times they had scored first, went on to win the game, and this is the only instance in that run that they ended up not winning. So kudos goes to Liverpool as well. Look, nervy start by Liverpool. You could see the intent by Manchester City, unsettling the Reds and just having them off their game from the start. But even with them being off their game, they did manage to pull one back. And you got to give Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold some credit there for that goal. And when it comes to going forward, I can't criticize Trent. I really can't, because he was credited with the assist. But that diagonal switch, takedown by Trent to get the ball in. The ball wasn't cleared properly by City. Robertson gave it back to Trent Alexander-Arnold, and him just laying it off to Jota for a savable goal. I think that was savable, but it just went underneath Ederson. Equalizer for Liverpool. And I was like, oh man, Liverpool, if you ask me, did not deserve the equalizer when they got it. But listen, man, they stayed in the game and they came back. So look, good assist by Trent as well. I think that goes up to 12. So when I say can't criticize him in terms of his attacking side of his game, I can't. 15 Premier League goal for Jota this season. What a return, you know what I mean? He's proven that he's one of the best. And they had to go from from level again, things back to how it started. Look, Ederson had a very nervy moment in the 23rd minute where a bit too casual, almost allowed the ball to roll over the line. And even if he prevented it from going over the line, when he cleared the ball, Jota could have easily tapped it in when he was pressing. So that was pretty poor by Ederson there. Too casual in my opinion. A City chance in the 25th minute. Free kick from Rodri, headed down for Stones. It went wide. I don't know if many of you guys remember that moment, but that was a moment where that could have easily been a tap-in. Poor defending by Liverpool on that set-piece situation. And I think we should have scored. But not very well guided by Rodri there. So Robertson picked up a yellow card in the 28th minute, and that put him under pressure. You see the yellow card right there. That put him under pressure for the remainder of the game, but I think he managed it very, very well. And I did make a note that City's press caused Liverpool lots of problems, caused them to play quite sloppy in the first 30 minutes of the game. Trent was giving away the ball. You know, they were trying to pass the ball away out from the back. Allison was giving away the ball from the goal kicks as well. And we saw a lot of that change in the second half. So kudos goes to Klopp and his boys for actually winning the second half. Because Liverpool did win the second half. And they lost the first, but won the second, ended up, you know, joining the game. And you got to give credit to Klopp for really changing his tactics and the style of play in the second. Because it was not good in the first half hour of the game at all. De Bruyne did get a chance in the 29th minute, set up by Cancelo. And when he turned and it was a snapshot, he could have easily put that into the near post. When I say City had chances to be about four up in the first half, or let's not say maybe 3. We had the chances, just didn't take them. Just didn't take them, man. You know what I'm saying? But Kevin De Bruyne was a menace in the first 30 minutes of the game. Intense football, but him with that free roam kind of role to just roam around the final third, the midfield third as well. I think it was very difficult to Liverpool to handle. So in the 32nd minute, I did make a note. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he stopped a Kevin De Bruyne cross over to Phil Foden, where if that fell to Foden, it would have been an easy tap in. And he had a few sloppy moments in the first half, but you also got to give him credit for the few good times that he stopped Man City from going forward. So did make note of that, an assist and a very, very good interception there. Look, 35th minute, Cancelo, he had a chance, deflected wide, and to touch on Trent Alexander-Arnold, I think he was allowing Cancelo to run in behind a little bit too easily. And that was just a prelude to what was to come later on in the game, where for the Jesus goal, he allowed Jesus to actually... I literally wrote that down in the 35th minute of the game. And then 2 minutes later, Trent out of position, this time at left back, on a set piece situation where City had a corner, dealt with, not properly. The ball came back in by João Cancelo. And that's why I give Cancelo a lot of credit and I put him in my combined 11, because he's damn good, man. He's damn good. He had a solid game. He was menacing to Liverpool. And Trent has to do better. He has to do better. And it comes to the point where I talk to you guys. How many times have I criticized Trent? And you guys always come out and say, Dom, you are unfairly saying that about Trent. You're being too hard on him. You're basically making things up about... Guys, I'm on point. Trent does not defend that well. He got his moments. I know he got his moments where he do a good job. But overall, I think he's average as a defender. As an attacker, yeah, 2 thumbs up. Very good pass of the ball. Very, in a set-piece situation, corners, free kicks. You see what I mean? Very good shot. He packs a punch. But he's slow. He cannot run very fast. And he cannot defend very well. He falls asleep during games. You see what I mean? So I think I was right. I think my analysis of Trent is spot on. For people who are saying that he's the best right back in the world, you're deluded. You're deluded and you're biased, and I'm pretty sure you're going to comment and say he's the best again. I'm pretty sure, because you won't just wake up and realize that he ain't that good defensively. Even Klopp, when not even asked. Klopp wasn't even asked about Trent in the game before this, and he's mentioning about the defensive side of his game. Come on, man. You guys better wake up and realize what's going on here. So, the goal, The go-ahead goal was scored there by Gabriel Jesus. Credit to Jesus. A lot of people do not give him a lot of credit for the good job he does, helping out in the back. His work rate, his pace, that was clinical, man. That was clinical. Off the post, the top of the crossbar, and in. Clinical finish, great run, great presence of mind to stay switched on. And that's why it's important to have a very good striker. Jesus is a striker, but Pep do not play him as a striker. Jesus is a striker. For Brazil, he's a striker. And he deserves a lot more credit, because if we check Jesus' record, Jesus' overall record is right there with Roberto Firmino. And, Liverpool fans might say, yeah, Firmino's not such a goal scorer. He plays as a forward. But Gabriel Jesus, who came to Man City about 19, when he was about 19, 20, and you got to give him credit, man. People do not give him enough credit at all. Jesus has 8 assists this season in the league, along with 3 goals. 22 appearances. Only 22. Not a lot of starts. 3 goals in the Champions League and 1 assist. A goal in the FA Cup. You see what I'm saying? So he has 7 goals this season to go with about 10 assists. That's not a bad return. That's not a bad return at all for a player who, plays a more of a rotation type role at Manchester City. And in terms of his all-time return for Man City, he has a total of 53 Premier League goals already. Like, this is a good return. If you ask me, this is a good return for Gabriel Jesus. It's not a bad return as a City player in the league. It ain't. And I'm very, very happy for him that he actually stepped up and he got a goal. For Manchester City, Gabriel Jesus has already scored 89 goals, 44 assists, along with his work rate, along with his help in the build-up for other goals as well. I think this is a decent career he carved out for himself at City, and he will hit 100 goals pretty soon, maybe next season. And for Brazil, he already has 54 caps, so kudos to Gabriel Jesus, man. Just have to give you, some shine there. You deserve it. So, look, first half finish in favor of City, 2-1. But there's a few more things we got to talk about in terms of the first half. Very, ragged, nervy, uncharacteristic first half by Liverpool. Off the game, and credit goes to City for making that happen. Very, very good performance. Look, I did mention that Liverpool must chase the game again, which they went on to do with success by getting that goal, the equalizing goal. There was a chance by Sterling in the 43rd minute, but you got to give it to Robertson for foiling that play as well. Foden with the crossing. I don't know if you guys remember these things. Foden put a really good ball into the box, and Robertson had a touch off it, and Sterling was unable to pounce. So, yeah, man. Very good, very, very good first half by City. I don't think Liverpool got their front 3 involved enough, and I think that goes back to where City handled Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson very well. Didn't allow them to do their thing, and didn't allow Thiago to get on the ball enough. So, 2-1 at halftime. We know they finish 2-2 eventually. But I think it was a very solid first half by Man City. Deserved the lead, and maybe deserved to be maybe 3-1 or 4-1 up by then. So, I did upload something. This is how much I had the analysis of this game in mind. I did upload the halftime stats for you guys, and let me just locate that right now. The halftime stats were this. This was the halftime stats, man. Look, 12:24 p.m. on the day. I did upload that. You can see a screenshot from my phone. City had 7 shots at goal, 4 on target, 55% of the ball. Right? Liverpool with only 2 shots at goal, 2 on target. One of them in the back of the net. So we really kept Liverpool at bay. Didn't allow them to do their thing in the final third. And, you know, we had a better first half. But all would change when the second half started. Because I don't know, man. I don't know what Klopp said. But from my notes, I did mention, can Salah get more involved, right? And we know he got involved with the Mane goal. City have to keep Trent Alexander-Arnold and Robertson quiet and not allow them to work their magic in an attacking sense. You see, I did mention all of this. I did also mention, can Klopp affect the game with substitutes? Substitutes didn't really do much. And I did mention Firmino, Luis Diaz, both of them came on. I did put down Curtis Jones, but Naby Keita came on. And for Curtis Jones, I don't think he has done enough since his emergence as a very promising youngster. He has not done enough. I don't think Klopp trusts him enough at all. I really don't. I think he did feature in the Champions League game, but Klopp does not trust him enough in the Premier League. Look, Liverpool trailed at halftime for the first time this season as well. First time. So credit goes to City for actually achieving that. No other team have actually done that. Game management needed by City. Liverpool must unleash their tricks in the second half, and that's exactly what they did. That is exactly what they did. Mane scores. Set up by Salah, and it was a great move. That was Mane's 30th birthday as well, and he scored on his birthday. I think that was poor defending by Kyle Walker, not tracking his man, and that was brilliant finishing by Mane with the immediate response 46 seconds into the second half, and nervous start by Manchester City, and Liverpool back in the game. I think for the first 10 minutes of the second half, Liverpool had us. They had us pending, and they had us reeling. They had us looking very nervous. And if they were to score a third, that would have been the moment to do so. But around the 55th minute, Man City regained some control of the game, and they were getting back in the game. Gabriel Jesus with a chance in the 61st minute. That move, that dribbling ability, running to the byline and getting past a couple Liverpool defenders and getting a shot off that was actually blocked by Virgil van Dijk, beating Alisson, but blocked by Van Dijk. Look, in any other situation, that's a goal, man. That is a goal. That is a goal. So for the last 30 minutes of the game, Sterling did score in the 63rd, but was deemed offside by VAR. Man, I wish that goal had stood, but you never know. Liverpool could have actually replied with a third, you know. So the game went how it was supposed to go, man. There was a few substitutions made. Could see here, Klopp made the first change. Jota off, Luis Diaz on. Then we had Sterling going off, Mahrez coming on with about 20 minutes to go or so. I think Sterling had a good game, was menacing to the Liverpool's defense, but unlucky on the day. Very, very unlucky, man. Let's see another change here. Naby Keita on for Jordan Henderson. And then with 10 minutes to go, we saw Jesus off, Jack Grealish on, Mane off, Firmino on. We had a yellow card there by Fabinho. We had another yellow card over here for Thiago. There was a situation where Thiago should have, well, it looked as if he should have actually, well, before I talk about the Thiago second potential yellow, I must mention that Fabinho, if you guys go back, right, and you see the Fabinho foul on Bernardo Silva, it was given a yellow card. But last season, those things were actually given reds because he was studs up on Bernardo Silva's where his foot, whether it was his shin or the back of his calf. That was studs up. And last season, even with no intention of hurting the opposition player, guys like Aubameyang received red cards for things like that. You see what I'm saying? So, pretty weird, man. Pretty weird. The Premier League, the refereeing is very, very inconsistent in my opinion. And Fabinho could have easily been sent off there. Could have had serious ramifications on the remainder of the match. So, there was another situation where Kevin De Bruyne was brought down, and the foul was given the opposite way in Liverpool's favor. But then, when I watched back, I saw that Rodri had actually fouled Thiago before that. You see what I'm saying? So Rodri pushed Thiago in the back, and Thiago brought down De Bruyne. And I think Anthony Taylor got it right in that regard. So Van Dijk picked up a tactical foul. Well, a yellow for a tactical foul, tripping De Bruyne clearly in the 89th minute. Dangerous free kick there for Mahrez. Clipped the outside of the post. Very, very good shot. And in extra time, Liverpool did get a free kick of their own, and it was well defended by City. And Kevin De Bruyne, late in the game, 94th minute, set up Mahrez, and he put it over. Disappointing effort there by Mahrez. The game ended in a draw. And City and Liverpool would meet again this Saturday at Wembley. Do you believe it? Do you believe it, man? Round 3 coming up, where the first 2 rounds could not be decided. 2 goals apiece. But this one will have to be decided. Liverpool, City at Wembley in the FA Cup semi-final. And these teams could potentially meet in the Champions League final if Liverpool do get past Benfica on Wednesday. And Man City do get past Atleti on Wednesday as well. And they both win their semi-final matches, where City could face Real Madrid or Chelsea, and Liverpool could face Bayern or Villarreal. So, look, it's not over. It is not over. City versus Liverpool for the title race, Premier League title 2021-2022. Guys, the run-in for the rest of the season. Let's take a look at what we got here. But before we do, just touch on the stats really quick for the game. Man City with 55% of the ball. 11 shots at goal, 5 on target. Liverpool with 6 shots, 4 on target. So City did manage to keep Liverpool very subdued in the final third of the field. Kudos to Manchester City for that. But for Liverpool, you got to also give him credit for not losing the game and staying in the title race. Okay? You got to look at things on both sides. But in terms of the games coming up, guys, I got to hit you with that. City 74 points, 31 matches played. Liverpool 73 points, 31 matches played. The goal difference, Liverpool a plus 57, City a plus 52. City with the best defense in the league. Liverpool not too far off with 22 goals conceded. City with 20 conceded. But Liverpool with the best attack. So the best defense versus the best attack. You know, both teams couldn't actually separate themselves from each other there. So, and it's just 1 point that separates the two teams. For City, the run-in is as follows. Let me pull this up on the screen really quick for you guys. This is the run-in for Manchester City. FA Cup semi-final coming up, but that's after the Champions League game, right? So, big games, Atletico Madrid tomorrow, Wednesday. Then, we got Liverpool in the FA Cup semi-final. The Wolves game is postponed. Then we have Brighton, Watford. We should win these games. Leeds, we should beat these teams, right? Newcastle, we should beat these teams. West Ham, Aston Villa, we should win these games. I actually have a feeling Man City would win all their remaining games. I have a feeling. I think we have a very kind run-in for the rest of the season, with only one team in the top 6 right now to play, and that's West Ham. West Ham. Okay? I think the run-in is very kind. But if we look at Liverpool on the other hand, their run-in is a little bit more difficult in my opinion, right? Manchester United after the semi-final game and the Champions League game. But look at this. Man United, Everton. I think even though these games are at Anfield, they're going to be very tough. Newcastle, Liverpool should beat Newcastle, right? But then the game against Tottenham, they have 3 big home games. 3 big home games. These big home games would actually determine if Liverpool stay in the title race or not. All right? They have some tricky away fixtures against Newcastle, Aston Villa, and Southampton. And they could potentially win the title at home against Wolves. All right? So it's up to you, Liverpool. Win everything and hope City drop points, because you got a better goal difference right now. That is how it's looking for the remainder of the season. And yeah, man, let us all laugh at Man United. Let's just laugh. Big up to Kepa Sancho in the house. You know, this one we gotta smack your time. Can't City scrape this one for sure. City can't scrape. Oh, big up to Mike Kopish. Who else we got in here, man? Big up everybody in the house right now. Guys, I'm pretty sure we hit 50 likes already. If you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so. We've done well for the live stream. Appreciate you guys tuning in. But that's it for me in terms of the Premier League roundup, though, because 2 hours, I think I've done a great job. But Man City should have won that game. Really should have won that game. Guys, in terms of the Premier League and what's coming up next, right? We got match week 33 this weekend. A few postponed games. A few teams won't be involved because of the FA Cup. And when I do the preview for the weekend, I will do an FA Cup Premier League combination. Tottenham play Brighton. United play Norwich. Watford play Brentford. Southampton face Arsenal on the Saturday. And City also play against Liverpool this Saturday. So we have 5 games. On Sunday, we have 3 matches where Newcastle take on Leicester and Burnley take on West Ham United. So that's 6 games. You know, there's a few matches postponed, and the other, well, that's what, 6 games, right? So we got 6 games, 6 Premier League games this weekend, 2 FA Cup games, and a few teams not involved. Wolves not involved this weekend in terms of Premier League, no FA Cup, and maybe a few other teams. I can't really pinpoint every team right now. Not gonna get into that. Definitely not gonna get into that right about now. Chelsea also not in. Well, Chelsea involved in the FA Cup as well, so not gonna get involved in messing up my head right now. So that's what's going on. We have some midweek fixtures as well, guys. We have midweek fixtures between Liverpool and Manchester United. That's a rearranged fixture. So that's a huge one. That's a huge one on a Tuesday. I might actually do a watch along for this game, because I'm off Tuesdays now. Might do a watch along for that one. Leicester, Everton on that Wednesday. We got Chelsea, Arsenal on the Wednesday as well. And then we have midweek games. We have some midweek matches on that week. It's gonna be a busy week, definitely. But guys, with that being said, big up to everybody who's still in here, man. Don't go nowhere. Please don't go nowhere. Let us take a look at what's going on in terms of some of the other leagues and the Champions League really quick. I'm not going to stay long on the European competitions. I just want to put it out there. I just want to take a quick look at what's coming up. and then we will move on to the other leagues to see what's going on across Europe, right? So let's take a look at the Champions League, guys. Second legs are coming up, man. Second leg of the quarterfinals are coming up, and let's just click the fixtures here. All right, second leg, guys. We got Bayern coming up against Villarreal today, where the first leg Villarreal won it 1-0. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do a watch along just yet. I should, right? Let's see how I feel. Chelsea come up against Real Madrid. I personally think Villarreal are losing this game. Bayern Munich are winning, maybe by 3-1 or something, and they're going to go into the semi-final. For Real Madrid, they're not losing against Chelsea. I think they win this second leg again, maybe 2-1, and they go into the semis to face one of City or Atletico Madrid. As for the games coming up on Wednesday, I think Liverpool would go on to defeat Benfica across 2 legs. Whether they win the game at Anfield, I'm not too sure, because they may look to rotate, but Klopp might not take anything for granted. The best Benfica could do in this one is a 1-1 draw, but I think Liverpool would win the match and win the tie, maybe by about 6-2. For City, I think we will take care of Atleti. The game might either finish 0-0 or 1-1, but we won't lose the tie. I don't think we lose the tie. But there's also a chance of these ties getting turned around. I don't think all 4 of these ties remain the way they are. I think 1 or 2 of these ties get turned around. Which ones? I think Bayern turn around Villarreal, and Atleti could turn around the Man City result. There's a possibility of that, but I don't think it's happening. I hope it doesn't happen. And I could see Man City, Real Madrid semi, Bayern Munich, Liverpool semi, and we could see an all-English final, or we may see a Bayern versus Real Madrid final, or we could see a Bayern City, we could see Liverpool, Real Madrid again. Who knows, man? Who knows what we'll see? But yeah, I should have actually been sharing this with you guys. I don't know why I didn't share this with y'all. It's not a big deal, but I should have been sharing this. You should have been seeing this right now and not the previous screen. Just want to put it out there. My apologies to you guys. So let me see what you guys are actually saying in terms of the results. Big up to Jason Jordan in the house. Let me see. Big John's going for Bayern Conference Cup. So yeah, stick Manu on the History Channel. Manu's getting Europa League or I hope Man United get the Conference League though. I really hope. Did you see what Nagelsmann said in his press? Villarreal are done tonight. Oh, I didn't see that though. I didn't see that, but I believe him. I believe him though. Angelo Reyes. 3-1 Bayern. 2-2 Real Madrid. 5-0 to Bayern, says Big John. What else? Villarreal can defend very well. Do not write them off. I'm not writing off Villarreal. I think they could pull it off, but I don't think they pull it off. Villarreal should get Diego Simeone for one night. Oh, just to defend, right? Liverpool 2, Benfica 0. Bayern will carry respect with them to the next round. Let me see. United for the Conference League. Indeed, man. Indeed. Guys, I love your interest in the Champions League. You guys are sticking around. But what we're going to look at really quick is, let's take a look at the Europa League and then the Conference League. Let's take a look at the Europa League really quick, guys. I did watch the highlights for the first leg. I did get to watch the highlights. I did not watch the highlights for the Rangers Braga game, though. But I must say the Atalanta-Leipzig game, it promised something very, very special, man. That first leg was a special first leg, and it had some good goals in there. That Muriel goal was awesome. And I'm going to go for Gianpiero Gasperini and Atalanta to move on to the semi-final over Domenico Tedesco and Leipzig. So 1-1 in the first leg. I say this Thursday, Atalanta prevail. Barcelona had to come from behind versus Frankfurt, and this was also another good one. this was a good game, and kudos to Frankfurt for getting the draw. I could see Barcelona going on to win this one in the second leg, though. And I've been seeing Lewandowski being linked to Barcelona. Could it happen? I don't think it's happening. They brought in Aubameyang. I think Aubameyang would be the striker. I don't see Lewandowski going there. You know, maybe another player, but not Lewandowski. Lyon, West Ham. Look, West Ham did well enough to get a draw after going down to 10 men. It's going to be a tough one. Guys, I'm going to go with West Ham all the way to go on to win this tie. And Braga, Rangers. I initially picked Rangers, but maybe Braga seems to be a bit too much for them. But I'm going to stay with my initial prediction and say Rangers pull this one back, come from behind to win the tie. So that's what's going on in the Europa League. Remember, the winner of the Europa League gets into the Champions League directly next season. Are we going to see Xavi Hernandez win his first trophy as Barcelona manager by actually clinching the Europa League? Or are we going to see David Moyes win West Ham a European trophy, or they win some type of silverware? Is it going to be Atalanta? Is it going to be Leipzig? Is it going to be Braga or Rangers? Lyon? Who takes it? Congratulations in advance. Guys, we're going to keep it moving. We go on to the last European competition, the Europa Conference League. I am yet to actually look at the highlights for these ones, though. But if I have some time tomorrow, I will. Leicester PSV, this tie is poised 0-0. I'm going to go for Leicester to win it. I'm going to go for Leicester to win the tie. Roma, Bodo Glimt. Look, Roma got it all to play for at home, but I say Bodo Glimt, do it. Knock Mourinho out of the competition. Roma might just go on to win the game 1-0 and take it to extra time, and Bodo Glimt might just do it. I would love to see Bodo Glimt go on to do this, just because it makes for a great story. You see what I mean? Don't write off Mourinho and Roma. Mourinho has a know-how. Slavia Praha, Feyenoord. I initially went for Feyenoord. Slavia Praha at home in the second leg is going to be tough. This one could go anywhere. I must stick with my initial prediction, Feyenoord. And Marseille over PAOK. I'm going to stick to that one as well. But it's not going to be easy over in Greece. So that does it for the Europa Conference League. The winner qualifies directly for the Europa League next season. If they fail to do so via the league, Leicester will be looking to get in. So with that being said, guys, we are going to keep it moving. We are going to move into the other leagues, and let's take a look at what's going on in La Liga right now. So La Liga, I haven't taken a look at what's going on in the other leagues for maybe a couple weeks. 31 matches out of 38 played, and let's see the standings. But before we do, let's just take a look at what the last couple of games look like to see if we saw anything stand out. I did hear about Barcelona Levante on Sunday. I did hear about 6 penalties were given in the game. Some I can't remember. 3 or whatever. I can't remember what happened. I don't know what I read, but penalties. See, Levante scored twice from penalties, and you know, they may have, let me see if we find anything here from the timeline. See if they missed any penalties or anything there. But I heard something like that. But Luke de Jong with a late winner. Luke de Jong, credit to him. You know, let me see what you guys are actually saying in the chat right now. Yeah, 3 penalties, man. Yeah. Thank you there, Jason Jordan. 1 missed. So, yeah, I did run into that little article that Barcelona, you know, give away 3 penalties and Levante failed to pounce. So Levante have themselves to blame there. So what we're gonna do? Let's have a little La Liga visual in the background there for you guys. You know what I'm saying? To make things a little bit more attractive there. But this Barcelona team's looking good though. I just want to mention that this team is looking good. I've been impressed with what Xavi has done since he came in though. So Real Madrid won, Barcelona won, you know, what else we got? Atleti lost to Mallorca. God damn Atleti. God damn Sevilla beat Granada. And this is what the table looks like. Real Madrid, 1 game played more than Barcelona, and they have a 12-point lead. If Barcelona win their game in hand, it becomes a 9-point lead. Real Madrid are not giving up a 9-point lead with 7 games to go. So it's fair to say that they will win the title this season. Barcelona should come in second with their form. Sevilla should get Champions League as well. And Atleti and Betis. Atleti, Betis, Sociedad fighting for that 4th Champions League spot. To be completely honest, I would love to see Betis or Sociedad get it ahead of Atleti. Simply because, you know, Atleti are just fucking boring, man. Seriously. Like, god damn. Sevilla were going through a rut as well. They could have been closer to Real Madrid, but, you know, and Lopetegui would have loved that, seeing that he was sacked by Real Madrid. So, yeah. That's what La Liga looks like in the top 6 right now. The European spots. Villarreal, a 7th, with Athletic Club, 8th. Valencia, Osasuna round off the top 10. Kudos to Osasuna, man. They're in the league next season again. Espanyol, the 11th. They should, you know, stay up. And the team struggling in the bottom half of the table, Celta Vigo, Rayo Vallecano, Getafe, Elche, Granada, Mallorca. There's a relegation scrap over there right now where it seems as if Alaves and Levante are going down. But Cadiz, Mallorca, Granada in a scrap there. You could throw Getafe and Elche in there. In terms of the stats, guys, Karim Benzema has 24 goals in the league. Ines Unyal, the Turkish international former City man, has 14. Wanmi, Raul de Tomas, and Vinny Jr. has 14 as well. Karim Benzema leads the assist charts. Ousmane Dembele coming in second. Oscar Trejo, Ika Muniain, Jody Alba, and Sergi Darder all got 8. And that's what's going on in La Liga right now. What's happening in the Bundesliga? The Bundesliga table. Let's pull that one up. Let's click the matches. Let's see what we recently had in the Bundesliga. But before we do, let's get the Bundesliga background going there, man. Big up to everybody in the stream right about now. Make sure you like up the Blood Code video. We're doing a goddamn thing. The Bundesliga season is almost over with about 5 matches left to go. Leipzig beat Hoffenheim. You see Freiburg beat Eintracht. Wolfsburg beat Arminia. The Berlin derby ended with a 4-1 defeat of Union over Hertha Berlin, who's hurting a lot this season. Could be relegated. Bayern beat Augsburg. Köln beat Mainz. Mönchengladbach defeated Fürth. And Dortmund beat Stuttgart. What does the table look like, man? Bayern Munich, with 5 games remaining, have a 9-point lead over Dortmund. Bayern are winning the league again. Julian Nagelsmann with his first Bundesliga title. Congratulations to the youngest manager in the league. I think he's younger than Tedesco. So kudos to him, man. Guys, it's not a surprise. It ain't. It ain't a surprise. They lost 4 times, but doesn't matter. Dortmund failed to, you know, challenge again. You know what I'm saying? And I use the word fail because it's a failure. Keep coming in second every season. It's a failure. We clicked last season. Leipzig came in second, Dortmund third. Wolfsburg fourth, Bayern winning it. The previous season, Bayern winning it. Dortmund second, Leipzig third. So it's the same top 3 for the last, 2 seasons, right? You go back, previous season. So 3 seasons in a row, the same top 3. You go back 2017. Schalke, imagine that, right? Imagine. In 2017-18, Schalke placed second and they got relegated. This is absolutely nuts when you think about it, right? It's nuts. It is nuts. But look at that. The same top 3 again. So it's Leipzig, Dortmund, and Bayern been dominating. Leipzig wasn't even in the league the previous season. The Bundesliga is not a real league. Leipzig got promoted in the 2016-17 season and came in second actually. I don't think any promoted team has done this well in a very, very long time. And we go back to the 2021-22 season. Leipzig are top 4. They're 4th. Leverkusen. It might still end up being the same top 3 again this season. So Leverkusen doing well. Who's managing Leverkusen these days, by the way? Seriously, like, you know, I know Peter Bosch was in charge. He got sacked. He's now in charge of Lyon. So who the hell is this guy? Gerardo Sioani? I honestly don't know this guy. Not as a player, nor as a manager. So I didn't even aware that he was in charge. So that's how much I've been caring about the Bundesliga this season, though. So, yeah. Yeah, man. So, Leverkusen doing well. The team I'm really happy for is Freiburg. I hope they get a Europa League Conference League spot. Hoffenheim, you know, historically, they've done well across the last decade. Union Berlin, I'm happy for them that they're doing well. It'd be nice if they get a Conference League spot, at least something. FC Köln recently relegated, back up Frankfurt, not doing too well. Mainz. Gladbach is a disappointment this season, but Bochum, you know, happy for them. You know, they recently promoted. Wolfsburg, look at what they did last season and look at this season. Very contrasting fortunes. Augsburg and Stuttgart, pretty much, you know, Augsburg should be safe, but Stuttgart in a relegation scrap with Arminia and Hertha. Well, Hertha, Arminia, and Stuttgart are actually scrapping it out for the relegation playoff and that safety spot right there in 15th. But look, Fürth are going down. This is a very poor performance by Greuther Fürth there, man. 16 points all season is unacceptable if you ask me. Unacceptable. 16 points. They're worse than Norwich. But it would be sad to see Hertha Berlin go down. I think Hertha survives. Arminia might go down. Even Stuttgart might go into the relegation playoff spot. And in terms of stats, Robert Lewandowski, what? 32 goals? How? This is unbelievable. Told you the Bundesliga is not a real league. 32 goals. Patrick Schick with 20. The next best. Nkunku, I think Nkunku, you know, someone in the Premier League is actually going to buy this player next season. Christopher Nkunku is a quality player. Quality. I think he scored a hat-trick against City as well, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong. But yeah, I think I might be right. 6-3 win. Nkunku hat-trick. Erling Haaland with only 16 this season. And Anthony Modeste with 15. Muller with 16 assists. Nkunku with 12 to go with his 17 goals. See what I'm saying? Florian Wirtz had 10 assists before he got injured. Kimmich with 9. And Moussa Diaby, who could garner some interest as well, with 9 assists. Guys, that's a Bundesliga for you. Let's go into Ligue 1. So let's go into Ligue 1 and see what's going on over in the French League, man. Big up to everybody in the house right about now. We have something for the French League as well. Oh, man, I got something for everything. The background for everything. What does the last few games look like over there in the French League? Let me see. We got Montpellier beating Marseille beating Montpellier. Strasbourg and Lyon played to a draw. Lens beating Nice. You know, that's red cards in that game. When you see somebody in a glasses, you could say nice lens. You know what I mean? Nice lens, bro. I like those. But what you do not say, what you absolutely do not say to my wife is nice breasts. Okay? Very disrespectful, guys. Very disrespectful if you ask me. Don't do that. Okay? Don't do that at all. Don't, come on. Come on. Have some respect. Have some respect, okay? Or you do not say little breasts as well. Don't. Have some respect. Monaco beat Troyes. Brest Nantes play to a draw. Angers and Lille play to a draw. PSG smashed Clermont Foot. 6-1. God damn. Let's take a look at this. Mbappe and Neymar scored hat-tricks in this game. Wow. Lorient beat Saint-Etienne. Struggling Saint-Etienne 6-2. God damn. Let's take a look at the table, man. Let's start from the bottom like Drake. So, Metz look like they're going to get relegated. Bordeaux are struggling. 26 points. It's crazy. Bordeaux recently won a freaking title over there in France, right? I think it was Bordeaux and Montpellier recently won a title over there. It's crazy. And Lille. Might be wrong, but yeah. I think Bordeaux won a title in the last 10 years, right? The last 15 years at least. Saint-Etienne in the relegation playoff spot. They could get above Clermont Foot. Could, you know, Saint-Etienne has been struggling. And even though they pulled things back a little bit there, you could see that they suffered 2 back-to-back draws. Draws and 2 losses. Clermont Foot, no wins in their last 5. They're barely hanging on. 7 draws, 7 wins. That's their saving grace so far. Lorient should be good. Troyes, part of the City group, should be good. Shout outs to Troyes. That's my French team, unofficially. Angers, Reims, Brest, Montpellier. Round off the bottom half of the table with Lyon. You know, looking to climb up the table in the last half of the last back end of the season. They could definitely, with a 5-point gap between, a 6-point gap between 4th and 10th, which is very close, guys. Very close over there in Ligue 1. Nantes in 9th with 46 points. Lens in 8th with 47. Lille, 48 points. Lille have definitely pulled things back. They look very ragged at the beginning of the season, and they could squeeze in and get one of those European spots. Monaco and Nice are above them with 50 and 51 points. Strasbourg, remember they had a strong season where I think they got European football. It may have been the 18-19 season. Nah, I'm wrong. May have been the 19-20 season. Nah, I'm wrong. May have been the 17-18 season. I'm wrong again. What? When was that? Kenny Lala? When did Kenny Lala burst on the scene and did well? When was that? That might have been the 2020 season. What? I thought they got like a 1920. They finished 10th. I thought they did a lot better. I thought Strasbourg did much better. But anyways, I think they recently got promoted. Because you could see they're not in the league there. They weren't in the league 2016-17. And 28, they came in the league that season. So they're newly promoted team. So you got to give them the credit there. You know what I'm saying? They're 4th right now, 52 points. Rennes above them. Rennes played in the Champions League this season, 56. And Marseille and PSG holding down those Champions League spots. PSG will go on to win the title under Pochettino. Congrats in advance. And it's a farmers league, right, guys? Look, you go last season, Lille won it. You go to 2017-18 season, no, the 2016-17 season, Monaco won it. But all the other seasons, it's been PSG, man. You go back PSG, you go back here, you know, PSG. It's just been PSG, you know what I'm saying? Stats, Kylian Mbappe with 20 goals, Martin Terrier with 18, Wissam Ben Yedder with 18, Gaëtan Laborde with 14, and Jonathan David, Canadian international, with 13. Kylian Mbappe with 14 assists, Messi with 13, Benjamin Bourigeaud with 11 assists, Dimitri Payet with 9, and Jonathan Klaus with 9. I heard Payet scored what was probably one of the goals of the season in the Europa Conference League, but I'm actually yet to see the goal. You know what I'm saying? So if I actually search Payet over there on Reddit, what am I going to get? All right. Payet, 45 minutes against Marseille. I'm going to click this off screen and see the goal. Let me see what the video does not exist. Come on, guys. Come on. Where is the goal, though? I need to see that Payet goal, though. I got to see that Dimitri Payet goal. I really got to see the Payet goal, man. Let me see something. Newest. I need to see that goal. All right. Let me see. I gotta see that goal, man. Angles for the goal. All right, I got the goal, guys. Let me see. Let me see the goal. Dimitri Payet. He gets it. Oh my God! He gets it from outside the box from a corner, and a volley straight into the freaking V in top bins. Postage stamp. That's one of the best volleys you'll ever see in your entire life. God damn. Oh my God. That was brilliant. That was absolutely insane, guys. That was insane. That was insane. That was insane. So, Patch picking up a nice, easy title. Tell me about it. Trent is living in your head. You're living in my head. And I'm living in yours. I actually meant to say I'm living in your head first, but whatever. So, you know, take me out of your head, bro. But Trent is living in my head. I'm talking facts. You telling me about Trent living in my head? That's facts I'm giving you. Facts. Everybody else deluded. And you know what else? You know what else? I got something for you, bro. You think I ain't got... I got something for you. This is my rebuttal to what you just said about Trent's living in my head. Here you go, bro. Here, take this. Take this. This is for you.
You guys are delusional. Trust me.
All right, that's for you. Delusional. Oh my God. Anyways, man. Anyways, I'm hitting them where it hurts big time. Haaland or Felix? Haaland, definitely. So, look, let's see what's going on in the Serie A. Italian Serie A. All right. Badam, boom, boom, boom. Let's take a look at the last couple results there. Let me see. Bologna beat Sampdoria. Torino and Milan played to a 0-0 draw. That's a big setback for Milan. Roma beat Salernitana, who's relegated, who get relegated. Udinese beat Venezia. I remember a couple years ago, someone hit me up on my channel and they told me to keep an eye on Venezia. I swear to God, it has to be back in 2017 or 2018. Somebody said, Dom, follow this team. They're going to be big in the future. And look, Venezia is there in the Serie A right now. Sassuolo 2, Atalanta 1, Fiorentina 3, Napoli 2. Setback for Napoli. Genoa 1, Lazio 4. Juventus beat Cagliari 2-1. Inter beat Verona 2-0. And Spezia and Empoli played to a 0-0 draw. What does the table look like? I have no idea. I know the Milan teams are scrapping it out for the title. Napoli as well in the mix. What is it looking like? Oh, AC Milan are still on top. Okay. 68 points. With a game played, one game played more than Inter. What are they using in Italy? It might be head-to-head because Inter got a better goal difference. No, oh yeah, I'm blind. I'm blind. AC Milan got 68 points. Inter got 66. Oh, I'm blind. Yeah. Pardon me there, guys. Napoli with 66 points. Juventus are creeping up with 62. There's a title race. There's a four-way title race over there in Italy. Four-way. I know Juventus are 6 points behind Milan, but if Milan lose twice and Juventus win twice, they catch them. You see what I'm saying? Roma, nah, they're not in the competition. They're not in the title race. Nor Lazio, nor Fiorentina. But those teams are actually scrapping it out for European places. Atalanta as well, who has been bad across the last 5 games, right? So if Atalanta had done better, they would have definitely been in with a shout for that Champions League spot. But let's say the only way Atalanta would qualify for the Champions League next season is to win the Europa League. Something they're capable of doing. So, look, the Milan teams. AC Milan, it would be nice for them to win a title. It's been a while. And for Inter, they're defending their title. Let's see if they pull off a win with their game in hand. You see what I'm saying? So that's what it's looking like there. Napoli as well in the mix. Juventus won't win the title this season. Thank God again. Fed up of Juventus winning titles over there in Italy. So that's what the top 10 looks like. Sassuolo and Verona rounds it off. Torino, Bologna, Udinese, Empoli, and Spezia looking like they're all very close to safety. But look, from 16th to 20th, Salernitana, one of the worst teams in Europe as well. When you consider Greuther Fürth, when you see what Norwich have done, Mets as well, for the teams that we've covered. Genoa in trouble. Venezia are in trouble. Cagliari lost 5 in a row, in trouble. And Sampdoria might be a little bit out of the hot water there, but still can't count them out. So that's what it's looking like right about now, man. So the green spot is the Conference League spot. The yellow is the Europa League, and the 4 blue spots is Champions League. That's what the Italian Serie A looks like. In terms of stats, Ciro Immobile with 24 goals, Dusan Vlahovic with 22, and he has played for Fiorentina and Juventus this season. Giovanni Simeone with 16, Tammy Abraham with 15, Domenico Berardi with 14, Lautaro Martinez with 14, Domenico Berardi with 11 assists, Nico Barella with 9, Sergei Milinkovic-Savic with 9, Antonio Candreva with 8, Hakan Çalhanoğlu, Jordan Veretout, and Luis Alberto all with 8 assists. That's what the Serie A looks like. The Portuguese League. Look, I didn't change the background for the Serie A, right? Why didn't I do that, though? So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just do that really quick. Just to change it because I feel like it. You know, I have a question for you guys. I have a question, right? This is such a weird thing, right? Why is this league still going on? Could somebody please explain to me, why is the Russian league still playing? Why does Russia feel that they could have a league going on still and have a war going on at the same time? That's weird. That is absolutely weird, man. That is weird. You see what I'm saying? It's crazy. Let's just see what's going on in this league, man. Zenit's on top. Dynamo Moscow second. Good on them. Haven't done well in the last few seasons. What did you do last season? Dynamo Moscow 7th. The previous season, Dynamo Moscow 6th. Previous season, Dynamo Moscow 12th. So, you know, good on them. CSKA Moscow 3rd. Sochi 4th. Krasnodar 5th. Lokomotiv Moscow 6th. Krylia Sovetov, never heard of that team in my life. The 7th. Spartak Moscow is very disappointing in 9th right now. You know, beating the Champions League recently. And I mean, you have Arsenal, Tula, and FC Ufa actually struggling towards the bottom of the league there. I think Zinchenko was bought from that Ufa club there. So, Rubin Kazan, you know, so why is this league actually playing right now? Who's scoring the goals over there? Gamed Agalarov has the most goals in the league, and look at where his team's at. In the relegation zone. How could you have the top scorer in the league and your team is in the relegation zone? This is crazy. I'm not even going to go through this, but this is absolutely nuts. He's gone next season. A bigger team is going to buy him. That's if he's still playing for this team. But what are you guys saying? What are your thoughts on this Russia league right now, man? Yeah, no thoughts. Nobody has anything to say. But in terms of the Portuguese league, though, let's see what's going on. There should be a title race over there right about now. Porto, no title race, man. No title race. They do have 18 teams, which means that they'll play 34 matches. 5 games to go. Porto are actually running away with the league. Sport in a second, Benfica third. They won't get Champions League there. Braga and Gil Vicente 4th and 5th. Down towards the bottom, Bisad. They will be relegated, it looks like. Moreirense, Tondela in the relegation playoff spot. Aruca, Famalicão, Vizela, Portimonense, Boavista in the bottom half of the table. Maritimo, Estoril, Santa Clara, Pacos Ferreira, and Vitória Guimarães rounds off the teams outside the European spots, while, you know, the top 5 is Gil Vicente and Braga, Europa Conference League, Benfica Europa League, Sporting and Porto Champions League spots right now. Stats. Darwin Nunez, he's gone this summer. 24 goals. Mediterranean, yeah, he's going to stay at Porto. 15 goals. Ricardo Horta with 15 for Braga. Who knows? Maybe a team coming for him. Luis Diaz is already gone. 14 goals. And Fran Navarro with 13. Rafa Silva, I'm surprised he's remained at Benfica for so long. Fabio Vieira is a very good player for the future. Otavio could be on the move as well. Who knows? He's playing for Portugal these days. Brazilian born. Mediterranean also with 11 assists. And Pedrinho with 11. So that's what's going on in the Portuguese league right now. So over in the Eredivisie. Let's take a look at the Eredivisie right now. The Eredivisie, this is what's going on. Any weird score lines this week? Let me see. Yeah, nothing crazy. Nothing too crazy recently either. You know, Ajax beat a team, 12-0 this season or something. So just looking at seeing any recent big results that I missed. Yeah, the season has normalized as it progressed because, yeah, we see a 5-0 here for Ajax over 20. You know what I mean? Yeah, nothing crazy have really happened in that league since then. You know, it was early in the season. I think it was Camber that they beat. Yeah, nothing crazy. So this is the standings. Ajax leading 72 points. PSV second with 68. Feyenoord third with 61. 20 AZ Alkmaar, Vitesse, Utrecht. We have Groningen, Go Ahead Eagles, NEC Breda. And at the bottom, Sparta Rotterdam look like they're going to get relegated. Willem II, Zwolle, Fortuna Sittard, all these guys. It's a relegation battle over there in the Dutch league. Let's just put it that way. In terms of the stats, Sebastian Halle has 20 goals. Gustil has 15. Jesper Karlsson has 14. He has been tormenting me in FIFA career mode, by the way. Ricky Van Wolfswinkel has 14. And Louis Openda has 13. Guys, maybe during the summer I'll bring back the gaming channel though. But right now, we have to definitely focus on the main channel, man. Too much to do, and with life and everything, way too much to do, guys. Yeah, be sad. Definitely will be sad. Too much to do. Guys, if you haven't yet liked the video, make sure you do so, okay? Do you guys know of any other title race that's going on across the leagues in Europe? Because I'm not aware of any. Let's take a look at the Greek league. Let's see what's going on in the Greek league right about now. Let's see if there's anything to talk about there. The Greek league, regular season, Olympiacos won it. The playoff right now, Olympiacos, they're winning it as well, it seems, right? You know, so there's nothing really to talk about. Who's scoring the goals over there? Yasmin Kurtic. He got a girl name there. Tom Van Veet, 14 goals. Yusuf El Arabi, 12. Sergio Arroyo, Mexican, right? He's a Mexican, right? He got 11. Iftimis Koulouris. Nothing really to talk about, though. Nothing really to talk about in the Greek league there. What other leagues could we touch on? That's about it, man. No other really leagues to talk about. Championship. EFL Championship, real quick. EFL Championship, Fulham pretty much promoted already. 6 games to go. Pretty much promoted. It's not official, but they could still get caught if they continue losing. But look, Huddersfield with 5 matches to go could get a maximum of 84 points, right? So Nottingham Forest with a maximum of 21 points could get 88. So, yeah, so Fulham with 2 more wins would clinch promotion. 2 more wins. They'll pretty much be promoted to the Premier League. As for Bournemouth, their form has not been good lately. Seems like they're bottling it, and Huddersfield are really picking up steam. But Bournemouth do have 2 games in hand. So Bournemouth should be back in the league as well. You know what I mean? Nottingham Forest looks good. They've been on a winning streak. They've just been winning, right? That's 5 wins on the trot there for Forest. And they could actually be a team promoted via the second place spot or the playoff. Luton Town has been very good, but the last few games, you know, set back. They dropped points. They dropped, 7 points there. Sheffield United are in the mix as well. Blackburn Rovers, Middlesbrough, pardon me. Even Millwall are in the mix for a top 6 spot. Remember, top 6 get you into the playoff, right? Coventry, QPR, these teams are not out of it yet. West Brom, these teams are not out of it yet, right? They're not out. Listen, it's only an 8-point gap between 6th and 12th. Well, no, 6th and 14th. And with 5 and 6 games to go, that could change. That could change. Let's see how that one pan out, though. But Peterborough and Derby County are struggling towards the bottom, while, you know, Barnsley are in the relegation scrap as well. I think 3 teams do go down, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, I think 3 teams go down. Championship, relegation zone. Let me see something. For the championship, let me see. Just something really. I'm not 100% sure in terms of each season. The top 2 Finnish teams are promoted automatically, while the teams that finish 3rd to 6th enter the playoff tournament, with the winner also going on to gain promotion to the Premier League. The 3 lowest finishing teams in the championship are relegated to League One. All right, so yeah, we're right with that one, though. We're right with that one. The championship is the wealthiest non-top flight division in the world, the 9th richest division in Europe, and the 10th best attended division in the world, with the highest per match attendance of any secondary league. Its average attendance in the 2018-19 season was 20,000. You got to give it to the championship, though. It's a high-profile second division league. We got to give it to them. We got to give it to them. So, guys, I think we'll end it with the championship. I could see the drop-off in attendance, and you guys do not have much interest in what else I have to say for the rest of the day. We've been live for almost 3 hours. It's already 2:30 a.m. my time, and I'm gonna get some rest, man. You see what I mean? I'm not gonna stay up and play FIFA or anything. I'm not gonna go and do an early World Cup prediction video or nothing. I do want to put out one of those, but I'm not gonna do it right now. So I should do it right now, right? I'm not doing it. I want to prepare. I want to put out a polished little video for early World Cup predictions. But guys, thanks to everybody who liked the video. When I'm done with the live stream, I'm actually going to do some timestamps and maybe just clip out the Liverpool Man City segment. Or maybe not. I don't even know. Maybe I won't. Maybe I won't. Yeah, I won't. I just go to sleep. I'll do a little timestamping and go to sleep, man. So, guys, thank you very much for tuning in to yet another one. It was a fun, successful roundup as well. Late, but better late than never, right? It's Champions League football today. Don't know if I'll do a watch along. Might not do a watch along. I might just. I don't think I'll do a watch along. You know, I'll come in for a roundup, maybe short little roundup. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate you guys tuning in. From your boy Dom, it's late. Thank you very much once again. And until next time, peace out. Rich Squad. There's a lot more to come. Title race is hot. I got something in store for you guys. So just look out for it. All right? Peace.